Question.
Okay. So, we're here now.
We're all here. We're all together.
Here,
So
in
what-
this space, me and you together.
What happened last week, my dudes? Hold me closer.
We entered into the temple that we went into the Temple of Darkness that Boltjaw has quote-unquote hired us to get rid of the thing in.
Boltjaw.
Not Boltjaw.
Varnolf the Stalwart.
Varnolf the Stalwart. There we go. I've got
He's
both
got
of
one
them.
work his tongue on the
PhD
brain.
man.
Right.
The man
So
the legend.
Well,
Varnolf the Stalwart, man, myth,
Wait,
legend,
PhD, MD.
just for
Squire.
consistency's sake, Pyro blew up first. That happened.
Oh right, yeah. Pyra blew up. We got caught. The building collapsed.
Yep. And then
Everybody rushed in. Boltjaw sent. No, Jesus Christ.
The man, the myth, the legend.
the man, the
Stalwart,
myth, the le-
stalwart.
Yeah, the man, the myth, the legend, Varnolf the Stalwart, sent a page out to buy us all the things that we would need to go down into the temple and kill the thing to spare Drolish.
Yep.
We have gotten our things. We are in the temple. We are attempting to kill the thing to spare Drolish.
Now, did you guys devise a strategy for demonstrating that you killed the thing?
I imagine once we find it,
Imagine if we
gonna-
came back, that would be pretty good.
they're
I mean-
probably gonna one feel it's dead and two.
Feel it's dead, yeah?
I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
They
Drolish
found-
has that shadow bullshit going on her arms, so...
What does that have to do with any of this? I'm just asking how you're going to prove the thing's dead.
I propose a possible theory. Break shit and then bring thing that accurately represents the death of a thing.
Yeah, but this guy's never seen it.
Yeah, well then I don't.
Wait, so how do they know that? So they said they found something, but they don't even know what it looks like?
No.
He doesn't know what it looks like. Why
Okay.
would he go down himself?
So eventually, once we find this thing, and once we kill it, we cut off one of its maybe several heads, who knows?
I propose that if he's never even fucking seen the thing, I doubt we're actually going to be able to give him enough proof on our own. He's probably going to want to verify it for himself, no matter how much proof we bring out, given that he's never seen the thing.
Well, have
we can
fun.
offer. We can
It's
offer.
entirely possible that you guys will go down, finish the job, return, and then they'll send off a sounding team to go and see whether or not there's anything left down there. That can take weeks.
Yeah, that ain't going to fucking cut it, bud.
I'll fucking tell you. How you prove something to someone that doesn't want a thing to be proven to them, and they also can't verify when something's been proven to them because they've never seen the thing you're trying to prove to.
Don't question it.
Lowest floor.
I mean, that's how religion works.
Lowest floor of the dungeon. I can scry it. I can show him.
Ooh, there's a good idea.
There you go.
Wait, what?
Anyway,
I can bring him into a scry that shows it's dead. Anyway.
so we're through the tunnel, and apparently it's full of darkness you can cut with a fucking knife. Meat.
Sticking
And
a jar.
meat.
And me.
And, we were going down. The caster, stupidly, threw a glowing rock down the hallway. It disappeared at the normal distance of about 20 feet before they couldn't see it anymore. And it made a sound. And there was a squishy flesh dragging and chains on concrete in the distance that suddenly halted. And Drolish caster charged forward, and we came face to face with what turned out to be some sort of scarred cultist thing that had like a knife and chains for a hands, and also basically a man-o-war jellyfish but in air.
Also, living darkness that seemed to possess things that were close to death.
It was
No,
not
it was
living
not living darkness.
It was
That
not
was
living darkness. That's just how it traveled.
That was flesh.
yeah, that's how it traveled. It was a mass made of flesh and mouths and fingernails.
And tea.
We
Yep.
found Grins McChuckle and his merry band of roving monstrosities.
Cringe McChuckle.
No, Grins McChuckle.
Right. Okay, and then
been so long!
and then there was an argument about a shrine that we found that was probably definitely to whatever's down here and desecrating it. And although it was the agreement was come to that desecrating it would probably give us undue attention,
Drolish
that
did
we
anyway.
probably didn't need.
Let's
Drolish
not-
was just like, I'm just gonna do it anyway. I gotta.
But I
Let's
don't
not
think
forget
Drolish
that-
wasn't the one who broke it, though, was
Drolish was.
Yep.
George absolutely was.
Cass smashed her face.
Yeah, let's not forget that 2 ominous visions were delivered onto party members.
Right, and you saw like a heart of meat. And,
No, I mean the dreams they had.
Oh. What were the dreams again?
Castor had a dream of wandering in a field much like back in his homeland, and the sun shining kindly down on his face, before being enveloped in darkness as thick as that was surrounding them already, and disappearing into a mass of tentacles, leaving him hopeless drifting in space with a mild sense of skepticism as from his early days.
Right.
Cassandra was... What the fuck did Cassandra dream?
Cassandra didn't actually dream. Cassandra was on watch, and she was kind of mesmerized by the statue or like this idol of whatever sort of being was in the room with them, and she kept thinking she heard crying coming from like one
That's
layer
right.
under it.
She heard,
And
she
if she
thought-
could just get to it somehow, like she could comfort it or stop it or like
and how the,
whatever it was that needed to make that crying stop was what she wanted to do. And if she could like just get to like the one layer under the statue, then she could manage it. And then what that ended up driving her to do was bang her head against the wall.
yeah, and there was that realization of this weird kind of ambient noise, vaguely resembling a lullaby.
Yes, that.
Also, I had a cool conversation with something very deep inside my sword that was like, hey, if life's ever really hard for you, just let go. I'll
This
take
lad.
over.
This fucking lad.
I would like to point out that the being's name is Kas.
Yep. Some say cause him.
Some say call him.
I mean,
Except people don't. But yeah,
Grant us eyes.
the thing that the sword's named after, meat.
I thought you said meat, not gonna lie.
Oh yeah. And-
Meat.
He referred to whatever was in this temple as his former master.
No, he didn't.
No, he did.
Nah, I don't think that was the implication at the very least.
He did say he would see his former master's undoing.
Yeah.
With that what you will. That's
Yes.
either the thing in this temple or Azathoth himself, probably.
Probably Azathoth.
Yeah.
Assuming they are not one and the same.
We'll see.
I mean,
I'm guessing
I don't
we'll
think
have
we'd be
more.
ready to fight Azathoth.
you could roll
before
some
we do.
history checks on this sword.
Yeah, you could.
I
The
think-
one with the best history checks is holding it.
Yeah,
Talk to her.
I've got a lot on my mind right now.
Bag.
What?
Stuff that under my bag. Thanks.
So,
So here we are, in this moment together.
About to die.
We'll be
All right.
fine.
sorry,
Finally.
I had to look something up so that I could
I
tell
should get my spell back now.
Drolish that she needs to write something on her character sheet, but I don't know. I'd rather do it on a piece of loose leaf paper if we've got any laid about. Yeah, there's none in there.
It would be over there somewhere.
You good?
I'm concerned.
With?
You gotta write something
I
down.
have to write something down in my character sheet.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll just use this card.
That is
stock.
full. That is full cause for concern.
I'm
I
concerned.
need.
Yeah, this isn't Amy is handing you a card. This is write something.
I need a pencil. That one sucks.
There's a pad release.
I need a pencil.
That'll do.
Yours is not good enough.
No, this one has no lead in it. Is why.
You want me to
I
take the
don't
eraser
want
off
to
of
use a
it?
pen.
Here, see, sorry.
I'll take the eraser off to indicate.
Oh wait, hang on. Give me that. We have more pencil.
Where?
I need a
In
pencil.
that box that we were looking in last night.
I need a pencil. That would stretch. Get it away. You should be ashamed of yourself and your family. Your weak, your bloodline is
I
weak,
need-
and you will not survive the winter.
How much XP did we gain last session?
960.
Yep.
Correct.
Correct.
Also, I made a somewhat accurate realization. I was looking at the Wikipedia's description of the Byronic hero, and it kind of fits Korra. So I didn't. That was not purposeful,
Yeah.
but it's not entirely.
Yeah.
What did you just drop?
Bunch of pencil lead.
Hell
You can turn the light on if you want.
Pyra did cast a fires at Caster, and that happened.
Where is?
Oh yeah, you hit me for
3 damage.
3 damage. Yeah.
I max damage, you fool!
Which one is it?
Feel my fury.
Which one is
Right,
it?
because I hoisted you up like a small child when you
You
ran
did
around
tell me
after-
shut up, you're
the-
12 one time.
The thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Shut up, you're like 12.
Shut up, you're 12. Thus affirming Caster's asshole-ish badness.
Hey! I didn't mean to kill all those people. I'm only 12.
I didn't do it, and if I did do it, I don't want to go to jail, so I'm a minor.
I don't think in this society that would count.
I said, you know,
Nope.
like a liar.
I lied to get drugs. You know, like a crime.
Once you're done with that pencil, can I borrow that?
Yeah.
John Mulaney looks like the individual who has had the least strange life, but actually has had one of the strangest lives of, like, comedians that I can think of.
I mean, he
Yeah.
used to be a hard.
He started
partier.
drinking at like 14, I think.
Yeah.
And what's funny, he just looks like a dude.
He looks like he
His own description of himself is, I look like I was eating saltines in a room for 28 years, and then I came out on stage. I don't look like a guy who used to do anything.
Hey, Ty, can you help?
I
What are we looking for?
here's this little sheet for you, Trollish.
I thought you found it.
Oh
I did. I found a lot of it, but I was just wondering if you saw anything more.
I'm gonna help them pick that up real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
here's the
it's
pencil.
probably okay.
Is it gone?
I think.
How did you manage to drop it all over the fucking place?
I dropped it like this.
Why did you uncork it until you were at the table?
Because I was gonna take what I needed out, then put it back.
Did you do that?
Yeah.
There's two.
Wait,
things
there's one right
there.
there. There's one right next to your toe.
Yeah, there's two right there.
Oh, there are two there.
There you go, you did it.
Are there any physical changes?
Yes, but I'll get to that when the lead is
Excellent.
confiscated.
Excellent.
Whatever the one that you just picked up, if there's no more in your immediate vision, kill the lights and let's get back to this, because I won't play.
He-Man.
I am blessed twice.
Okay. That's okay. It sounds like you just took a hard L there.
Yes and no.
Fascinating.
I have a feeling that's to do with the fact that you desecrated a.
Oh, holy shit. I do
On all of those skills, in the misc bonus, go and write the negative, and then for your save, there should also be a misc bonus. Write the adjustment to that as well.
Okay. Also, Matt, are you done with that pencil?
Do we not have any pencils on the table at all?
No, this was my pencil. Then
Oh.
I passed it to you guys.
That's right.
It's like my chair at GC.
It's like my chair.
No, that was scary.
Let me see. Alright, in here.
Alright, here.
Do you not have a pencil, Matt?
He
I
does
have one
now.
Here you go. Here's another one. Does anyone else need one?
I'm good.
No, just
Alright.
have it out. Just in
Back
case
to
we need
it. Here's me.
Okay.
I might.
And I've got a pencil.
Yeah, that
if
one doesn't
anyone
have
else
any
needs a pencil,
Yeah.
there you go.
Excellent. I'll wait for Ty's swift return.
Ha! That's funny. Actually, wait, no, I don't think you know that.
No, we know
Oh.
about the teacher who didn't think Swift was a real word.
Wait, what?
Anyways,
Anyway.
so
Two very different things.
where are you going?
Put this back.
What did you put? What did you have? Okay. So the statue is shattered. Everyone has the visions that they have. Everyone sleeps. We wake up. We are all rested. So, come morning, there is something eerie about Drollish's gate that is noticeable by everyone,
12. Okay, I'm okay.
except yourself, Drollish. You don't notice it.
Okay.
And none of you can really quite put your finger on what it is that bothers you so about the way that she moves. Like, you break it down in your heads. She puts one foot in front of the other. She's not like anything else that you've seen, you know, moving through this place just at the speed of rolling meat. But there's just something oddly disconcerting and disjointed about her movements that precludes you from explanation. But the day starts as normal otherwise.
Pyro's looking particularly chipper. It's like she's definitely trying to be cheery. She gives everyone like a morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Who's ready to get back to it?
Are you alright? You're usually not this chipper.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
And you're always the last one we wake up.
Let's save unpacking the trauma for all, for when this is all over. I mean, we don't have time to unpack all that.
I love it, Galahad. I love it.
Oh, what fucking time is it?
Who knows?
Who the fuck knows a clock?
And the dragon has great.
I mean, he's always.
Am I to infer that I have Jackal from this, by the way? Can I have him?
Sure, you can have him.
Does he go invisible too?
If you go invisible,
Yes!
he counts as an item.
Alright, Jackal. We're gonna have some fun.
It's 8:62. You slept longer than we meant to.
Yeah, that's not terrible.
And
We've done worse.
My head hurts.
Yeah, what happened? How are you feeling?
Like my head hurts.
I feel like my head hurts all the time.
I figured that, given that it looks like you headbutted a brick wall. What happened?
Oh yeah,
Probably
she has
headbutted
an
a brick
obvious wound
Oh.
on her head.
You
You want something for that?
What do we have?
Aspirin,
Healing
Tylenol.
You know, that's fair.
Okay, what's your health at?
My health is
What's
on a scale of 1 to 65. I'm feeling around 57.
Let's do a health check real quick.
On a scale from 1 to 50, I have 36 health.
Of?
On a scale of 1 to
Okay,
50.
Not doing too bad. I've got about 3 little scrapes on my leg. I'm fine.
And how is George doing?
So that I'm at 60 out of 90 health.
God damn.
You have 90 health before you rage?
Christ!
Well,
Saves raised.
I think-
What the fuck?
I think she's been maxing these d10s, or are you rolling 12s?
What is the
I've been
fucking...
rolling I've been rolling 10, 11 or 12s.
Yeah, barbarians only roll d12s.
That's what I was asking. I
So-
didn't know if you rolled 10s or 12s.
You're the only class that does.
I'm gonna be prepping spells here for a little while here, but how about you take a casting of cure of the one from the one of cure light wounds?
I have fervor, remember?
I know.
Yeah, but this is free.
This
the
is
one
a
is
wand.
free.
Oh, right.
We just wave it.
It's
And
how
what is
much-
it, 50 uses?
Yeah, you get
50 uses.
Oh, yeah.
So just
How
knock
much
one
does
of
it
those
do?
off and we're okay
I
right
think it has no caster level right now, so it's just 8.
No, it's caster level 2.
Oh, okay. So it's 8.
1d8 plus 2.
1d8 plus 2. And do we roll this?
Yes.
Or... Okay, we do roll this one.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm going
oh,
to use mine.
So, you were missing a die, and it was on this table
Yeah, I
from
know.
this set.
Yeah. That was
I
six.
saw it today, so I know it's on here. How many is everybody else taking? You're taking 1.
Ah, cool. That put me up at exactly max health.
Is anyone else taking heals?
I will.
Wow, that's the
You will.
discretion of the wand holder. I'll
So
Take
fucking-
2 ones.
2.
Rather, yeah, take 2 heals.
I've only
I
got
mean-
3 points missing. Save it.
Okay.
I don't know where your die is, Matt.
2...
Wouldn't you have gained HP from resting?
Oh, right.
Or is that a long rest?
Here's
You'd
a
also
roll.
there's no long rest. You would also all gain twice your level in HP from resting.
Yeah, and...
Oh, right. Then I'm at full.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
twice
I
your
just,
level?
I just long-term cared you guys. I'm still at max hit points.
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
Max.
Forgot about healing at rest.
All right, and we used how many uses of the wand? 3.
3.
Okay, so whoever's got the inventory, mark off 3. All right.
I didn't
So
know
what
it was
does the
twice.
party do this morning?
I'm gonna eat an apple like an asshole.
Oh my fucking god, this guy.
Where do you keep finding all of this fruit?
I keep them with me.
We were in the middle of a desert for 3 weeks.
And
Yeah.
counting.
Drollish just.
Galahad's like,
You know what? No, I'm
What kind of
going
shit
on
is
this
this?
one. This is weird. Where do you keep them?
Galahad's like, what kind of shit is this?
Do you just kind of make them, or?
Does,
I'm 10 months old and this is wrong.
Magic?
does your ass have magical preserving properties?
Not my ass.
Why would he have
Sorry to
apples
dis-
in his ass?
Sorry to disappoint, Cass.
And we're done. Okay, we're moving on.
It's essentially a backpack.
Okay, we're moving on.
One
And-
can get too comfortable with fruits and vegetables, you know.
I mean,
Okay, and somehow in this dungeon full of
the
dark
kid was
creatures,
gonna learn about fucking sooner or later.
and somehow full of in this dungeon of dark creatures, I'm
God
more
damn-
uncomfortable than why do you have a fucking apple?
Did you just have an apple in your bag? What the fuck?
Yeah.
This is the best thing ever.
Tattoo actually brought out an apple.
Did you bring that for this?
Yeah.
You are such a piece of shit.
Alright, I'm going to.
That's your, like, what, 13th apple like an asshole?
Whenever you cut a slice, just put it right next to the mic just so
Every
everyone
scene
knows.
transition back.
No, you know what?
Oh my god, you have no idea. Can you give me another one of those? That sounded so fucking crisp. Oh,
What
god.
brand is this? We gotta get endorsed. We gotta get a ride of it.
Sounds like getting us some more. You know what?
Yeah, when you take a bite of it, just like get right on it.
You know how we've talked about how like
Stop.
the loading screen for this game is like one of the little things that it'll have in the bottom right hand corner.
Where a corner is like animated and there's a little circle.
Yeah,
So there's
one
one
of them was
of-
a clock, and now the other's an apple that just
No,
disappears.
the other one is like a little chibi caster on a barrel with an apple, like in a loop animation of like.
Yes.
Well, I was telling Tattoo when
Please no.
when we were
Please
coming
don't.
over that what you should have done was buy the materials for a bench and assemble it whenever we made camp so we can sit down and eat an apple like an asshole on a bench.
Anyways,
Jesus
so
Christ.
I'm gonna search the camp that we're in.
Okay.
There were tons of supplies.
There was a chest that we didn't open.
There
Yeah,
was a chest.
I will also search.
Yeah, and I'm gonna look at that chest first and make sure that it is not trapped.
Okay.
I'll
Check
let
which
you
way-
roll that because
I have craft traps, yeah.
I'll
Check
let
which
you
way
roll
the
that
chain
'cause
is
you're
curled.
more perceptive.
Perceptive would be what you'd roll to check for the trap.
Okay.
Which way does the
Get there.
So 16 plus 13, so
Okay.
29.
29.
Is it 29?
No.
Cool. So Cass just kind of.
You have a 13 in perception?
I'm
Sweet.
She's not even an elf.
Sweet shit and mac and cheese. What the fuck?
What the
I have
hell
a
is
16
your
in
problem?
stealth. I have a 16 in stealth. So
I have a 7, so.
anyway,
Woohoo.
like once Cass like checks out, she's
You
kind
have a
of
27. You have a ring of invisibility.
Shut.
she kind of just kicks open the chest.
Like
Kick it open?
Not like fucking. Ooh, just kind of like
It has.
the, like,
It's locked.
It's like Dead
It has a
Space.
chain on it.
Yeah,
No, I
it's
think
exactly
what
that.
he was imagining was probably like the Ocarina of Time adult
just
Link, like,
Pop it open.
Yeah, it's kind of pop.
but it's locked.
Oh,
so-
it's locked. Okay,
Yeah.
so
It had a
try
chain.
and unlock it.
That's a disable device check.
I thought it was a
yeah,
sleight
the
of
ring.
hand check.
The ring
Huh?
that I had.
No.
Oh.
Disable devices for disabling traps and lock picking anything else.
Okay.
27.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh.
You
What's
got
your
it.
What's your plus to disable device?
A
10.
lot.
10? Oh damn! I'm not that far behind. I'm 9.
So
I hit things.
you open a chest. It's a relatively simple lock. It's the type of lock that you'd probably be able to find on almost any, like... It's the type of stuff that a locksmith churns out like 50 of in a day.
Yeah.
Like, this is, oh, my apprentice needs practice. Make a master lock for me. But you get the chest open. Inside the chest, there are a couple of changes of clothes. A couple of garments that are obviously meant for people smaller than you. And then a few changes of clothes for people about Drolish's size. So there's all in all about 6 or 7 outfits in this chest. Digging through it, at the very bottom, there is a small vial of an unidentifiable, thick, silvery liquid that is highly reflective. Excuse me. Oh god. Excuse me. And there are a couple of coins that do not match any denomination that you know. They appear to all be made out of silver, or at least some kind of silver alloy. It's got that kind of color to it, and it has a tarnish very similar to what silver looks like when it's been in circulation for a while. But none of these coins are minted with any like recognizable features. Excuse me. God,
Can
I've
I-
been awake for too long.
Can I try a knowledge history check on those coins?
1 second, let me finish describing them. But yes, you can.
Okay.
So on the coins, in the middle of them, there's this like castle kind of structure. It looks like a rook in chess, and then there's those like wreath kind of You know how like the United States seal with the eagle has like the arrows and around it. It has those little leaves.
Olive.
Yeah, the olive branches.
Yeah.
So it's got like that. And then behind the castle, there's this little like flame indentation. This like, but you can roll your knowledge history now if you'd like.
You should probably actually roll that. Your knowledge history is probably like 18.
I mean,
Minus-
you can both roll.
Minus 5.
I will give
So-
it. I'll give it a go. My knowledge history is like you can just pull me over and be like, "Hey, what the fuck's up with these coins?"
Anything you need a sick linguistics check? Gotcha.
Plus 13 on this check. It's a 16 plus 13, 29.
Okay.
Also, here's an important roll. Okay, I can
That's
make
not
someone
bad.
take a 5.
So these are Union coins.
Really?
Very old.
Holy shit.
Another
Oh
thing.
God, how long have these been down here?
Oh, it could be a very long time. They could have been found down here, but they are from the Union. They are actually probably about 1,000 years before the war that destroyed the Union. This is a very old minting of coin. You recognize it from a history book you read back when you were studying magic.
These are the types of coins that might be worth more than the actual
Yeah.
the thing that people say.
Cora would just kind of hold it up and say, "My, haven't seen one of these outside of a book."
So holding it close and remembering what you remember, by the way, you know that there should be some writing on the coin, but it's very smudged and the tarnish makes it difficult to see, and the use has worn down some of the top layers of whatever the coin is made of.
I'm going to cast prestidigitation on it to try and clean off some of the grime.
Okay, you still can't read the language.
Okay.
I could give it a shot.
Hey, Pyra. Bing. You recognize that language?
You gotta catch it like Fast and Furious catches keys. Alright, let's give this a shot. Whatever this is. 4 plus 10.
So, it is a very old, common, mixed dialect. The modern day common is mostly just the equivalent of like Middle English, a language largely developed by humans, but since humans were so populous for a period of time and it became practical to trade with them, pretty much everyone just learned common. But there is a common tongue that predates this that has nothing in common with
Common.
the common that you speak. It was a language that was an amalgamation of all the languages of the people from the Union.
Like
and
Spanglish.
kind of like Spanglish, but with an additional language.
Additional languages. Just
But you can't translate this.
Esperanto.
Esperanto?
Yeah.
good
What's
job.
that?
Good job.
It's a technically made-up language that was created to help the European Union be able to communicate with each other a lot better.
Oh,
more
that's right. The
fluently.
language that anyone can read.
Yeah.
As long as you know at least one European language.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
It's super cool.
That is
Yes,
really cool. How
it is like that. But because you don't speak the dialect that they spoke then, you can't read it. But you do know that if you could find any book, like pretty much any book on Union linguistics, like you could translate whatever was on this coin.
Or I could just cast tongues.
Well, that's cheating. I mean, it's not cheating.
It's a spell. Big
it,
dumb.
It would take a spell slot. Is that on loop?
Yeah, I actually know it's not, but I'm about to fix that.
What's the name of the video?
Explore the ruins, Darkest Dungeon.
Okay.
I was just gonna use our tablet so that everyone had access to their phones.
Okay.
But I think
Oh, this is that old common. This is the common that people spoke in the days of the Union.
What was the name of that language that
Esperanto.
you just said? We'll just call it that.
We'll call it Esperanto.
I'm going to. I was actually leaving some of my spell slots open just in case we encountered a situation like this.
Wait, what do you mean? You can't do that.
Oh yes, I can. Clerics can do that.
How long does it take to prepare a spell in an open slot?
10 minutes.
Oh, that's excellent.
Wow.
How many slots did you leave open?
I left open two second level slots and was going to leave in one first level, leave open one first level slot.
I see.
So, and in the interest of fairness, I'm going to cast tongues. I think it's the second level slot. And I'd say, give me the coin back and give me 10 minutes.
Sure it's worth using that slot for?
Yeah.
Okay.
Take it away.
And Yeah. So I do that.
All right. So, it takes you 10 minutes to prepare the spell. It takes you a bit to cast the spell. Does it have any material components?
Nope. Tom's
Okay.
is a free spell.
And it is second level?
I believe so. I'm pretty sure at the very least.
All right. Well, before I tell you, would you be willing to commit a third level slot to
It's
it?
not a third level slot. I know that.
Okay. I need an answer to that question still, though.
Sure.
Okay. So, on the coin, it says, "In the flickering of the silver flame, we trust. It is as eternal as our empire."
That's a lot of writing
How
for a
ironic.
fucking coin. How big
Well,
is
it
the
goes
coin?
all the way around the coin, and it's about the size of a $50.
Oh, okay. That's a little more understandable.
Silver flame.
Mhm.
Do I recognize that?
You can roll a history check, maybe?
Yeah. Also, it didn't fucking work.
Have the clicker for the
Clicker?
Clickety clacks.
You have the chick chuck?
do you have the chick chop?
Dan, can you toss me the chick chuck?
Would it be history or religion?
I said history.
Okay.
Yeah, you said history.
10?
No, I was being sassy. That's what was happening there.
10 plus my history is 23.
You rolled a 23 total on your history?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a very old religion. The Union did a lot of universalization, and there was a common theme amongst the races of the Union at the time when they got together, because they formally unionized in a period post like a significant amount of tyranny at the hands of undead and aberrations, because in the era before the Union existed, the world was dominated by an evil lich that was eventually slain by like a group of heroic dwarven clerics, and then the world that they gifted to all of the peoples who lived, because they died in the battle but they slew the lich, the Union rose out of that. So the Silver Flame was a religion that was founded in the times after that. It was more of a creed than it was strictly a religion. It did not worship a single deity. It was more committed to the idea of like the fervorous destruction of inherently evil entities. Devils, demons, aberrations, and undead. They formed a large inquisition and had a crusade where they tried to march across the earth and remove this abhorrence.
So if the vigilance of Stendar didn't have Stendar.
Pretty much.
Okay.
But according to all the history books, I mean, they only partially succeeded. They drove the demons down back into the abyss. There was a short period of time where they managed to work their way to the surface world. They banished a lot of devils, but devils really never had a particularly formal interest in the material plane as anything other than a bargaining chip with the abyss. And, excuse me, aberrations are so rare inherently and far more common in places like the Underdark or space that they didn't really have a specific use there either. And after the death of the Lich and the illegalization for a significant period of time of necromancy, which was punishable by law, like law enforcement took care of most undead. So the Silver Flame, after about 500 or so years, just kind of faded out. But there was a brief period of time in the Union's history where it was the official state religion.
Back in my day, we were the heroes of the battle.
I'll just like, because I was personally curious, but I'm not going
Sorry for all that exposition, by the way. I haven't had a good chance to do any world building in a while.
It's good info. I love it.
Yeah, I was curious. I was curious about it. But if you guys don't bother me about it, Cora would just be like,
Anything particular there?
oh, it's just
Big silver flamey boys.
it's references to a very old religion called the Silver Flame. Combined effort by the Union to flush out some of the less savory elements of our world. Undead and necromancers, devils, demons, though that last one didn't really work.
Sounds like my kind of people.
They're very old and very gone now. Just much like the Union. And I'll just kind of put the coins all into a bag and give it to Drolish. Can you put this in the bag?
Sure.
You,
So what?
You alright, by the way? Yeah, I'm fine. And then she starts walking with her gait and picks up her sword.
So what kind of sucker punch we give in this temple today? Right hook?
Sure,
Give it a straight.
I'm sure we'll make one eventually.
What's with you? Why are you so cheery?
Let's hit him with the jab and then hit him with the haymaker.
Hey,
Galahad knows what I'm talking about. The fuck, guys?
those are questions for later. Right now,
She's kind of like gathering her like bedroll up and stuff, and she's just humming
I'm
to
sure.
herself.
I'm sure she's trying to cope with what we're dealing with here.
I can't stop playing with this lighter. Don't take it from me. I need this. I need some kind of fidget device. This
Alright,
is
also-
safer than anything else I could be playing with.
If anyone hears what Pyra is humming, it is not an exact like tune or melody of any like well-known song that you guys like have heard, but it also is very definitely like an exact melody. She isn't just humming random notes. Like it's a song she knows and is humming, but it's like you don't recognize it when you hear it.
And Cora will take a very pointed look at the desecrated shrine and say, "We've stayed here too long anyway. We should go."
As we're walking, Cass is gonna like take you aside, and eventually Castor as well. Just, one there, just kind of doing their thing. Keep an eye on them. Something's off about them.
Don't worry, I already have.
Got that?
So, Galahad kind of waltzes out of the room. It's
Is
like,
he
"Let's
still
go."
expanded?
Huh?
Is he still
No.
significantly expanded?
No.
Damn it.
He has digested. They have digested their food thoroughly.
By the way, comprehend languages is a first level spell.
Okay.
I said tongues, that was the wrong spell.
Okay.
Fucking.
It does not always work. Secret languages and coded languages, it does not work on.
I know.
Esperanto.
Esperanto.
Sounds so cool, doesn't it?
It sounds so
does.
exotic. Esperanto sounds like a hero of like an epic.
You can learn it on Duolingo.
Esperanto. Sounds like Zoro's sidekick if he had one.
Zorro and his sidekick,
Esperanto.
Esperanto.
Alright, but yes.
El Moscow Loco.
So, what direction are we going, guys?
So, we fought the lads right here, and he took off this way, straight ahead. So we have left and right available to us if we don't want to immediately book it after him.
It's been several hours since then anyway.
Yeah, I doubt we'd like catch up to him or anything, and if we end up going this way too soon, we might run into some kind of like trap that he has set for us. Whereas if we go this way or this way, we might be able to buy ourselves some time, and like either whatever was waiting to ambush us there just pisses off, or at the very least we'll be more prepared for it.
I have a question, Amy, to help me decide which direction to go. Which way smells fouler?
Standing at the crossroads, Cora rolls a perception check to see just how bad everything smells.
What
And which-
smells foul?
Which hallway smells worse?
Anyway,
Like,
I'm making a fucking Lord of the Rings
anyway.
reference.
Oh, okay. I was just like, is there a gaff I'm not getting here, or is there an angle you're legit working?
You gotta be careful with her model now. I got Jackal.
Yeah.
It's already fallen off. It's
Fuck.
not gonna stay on.
Just remember she has him.
So you can say left or right.
Forward smells the worst.
Well, yeah.
Left and right are of comparable stench.
Alright, well,
So much for that.
I'll,
I want to point out the smell is not like. So forward smells somewhat of rot and iron. Rather, a lot of blood has been spilled in that direction,
okay.
which is probably why. And the flesh that had fallen off of the things that you were fighting is not necessarily decomposing, but it does not smell pleasant.
Okay, so,
And the gas that was expelled from the Breathedon, the man-of-war looking thing, it kind of lingers. It's heavy. It spews on the ground.
unless anyone has any objections, I say left.
Either way.
I'm good. Let's go left.
Left works for me.
So, okay. The smell in the other two directions is just kind of musty dungeon. So,
Stereotypical dungeon fare. Let's get this.
And I'm gonna, as we're walking, I put a cube visible with read magic on this wall.
okay. You put
Cast.
an arcane mark on the
Cass also writes down the direction that we went, just so we can have that.
You put an arcane mark on the wall, and as you do it, there's this brief, like, in front of only you, only visible to you, where there's a streak along the wall of so you're pushing your hand against like a flat stone surface. And there's a brief moment where you feel your hand like jut outward, like it's touching something wet. And when you pull your hand away, like even though you don't see any residue on your hand, there's a couple of moments where you feel like your hand is wet with a thick, rather viscous fluid.
Cora doesn't say anything, but she looks very like she like as we're walking down the hallway, just like double takes at the wall and like looks at her hand very close in view of the swan, like with the swan's eye, and just kind of like just like that.
As the last of the feeling of the like viscosity on your hand fades, you hear a faint, childish sobbing in the distance.
Please tell me I'm not the only one hearing that.
Hearing what?
Oh God.
All you hear from Pyra is the
If it's
ominous
coming
sound
from this
of her
temple,
humming.
it's just in your head.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
And let's continue moving forward.
All right.
Sounds like her hum kind of hits a crescendo right there, and she stops for a little while.
So you track your ways down the hallway. Another 200 or 300 feet. The hallway doubles in size, like it slowly opens up into a kind of antechamber that continues along in a wider hallway. You alright there, my man?
Yeah.
He's choking on his asshole apple.
Ah, I see. Well deserved.
Thank you.
Ate a fucking seed.
His asshole.
Can you put some ice in that glass? Oh, no. Get the bottle out of the fridge for me. I've waited all week to drink this.
Oh.
Why did you wait all week? What?
I wanted to have a drink to have at the game. When I used to play Dungeons and Dragons like a year or so ago, I'd always make sure I had a bottle of Scotties each week, but since every time I go and try and get a bottle of Scotties, they don't
It's
have it
fucking
anymore.
rough, isn't it?
Yeah, some of these twist offs, there we go.
Yeah, some of them are kind of brutal. That's what happened to my fucking finger. Went to war with one of them.
That's excellent. So, anyways, the room opens up into this antechamber, and the ceiling stays the same height, but it also has a stairway that goes down. And the stairs seem to be the steps, right? So you know how on a normal staircase you have steps that are like at the most between 4 and 8 inches from the previous step to the next one. So these steps are a full 1.5 feet.
Oh.
Like, for you to go from one step to the next is like that, you know.
These
like,
stairs were made for something big.
Mhm.
Oh boy.
Cass kind of glances to Jolish. Well, she's big.
On either side, so there's about 20 feet in the middle. Actually, it's about 30 feet in the middle of this descending, expanded corridor that is this size. There are stairs meant for people, like your size, on the left and right sides.
Just kind of make a gesture and start and move over to the normal size stair so that I don't make a shitload of noise coming down these stairs.
Seems like a good idea.
I need everyone to make a perception check for me.
Oh yeah, I'll get on that. Fuck!
Did you just roll 2 dice?
23.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, for Erna.
Oh, I guess I got what you meant.
Pyra again
I
has
rolled a 1.
gone blind.
I need everyone's total.
17.
Okay.
I wasn't the lowest. I got a 3.
21.
16.
23.
21, 23.
23!
7.
Fortress Solitude!
Fortress of Solitude!
32, that's almost
I
23.
rolled a 9, so I don't think that's gonna really mean much. But
I got
Okay.
Can I
Yeah, I
see
got 16.
that? No, Pat, I just need one piece of paper.
So, anyone who rolled above a 20.
Yeah.
On the stairs,
Yeah,
the
see
large
buddies.
stairs, the large stairs in the middle of this corridor, you both see this kind of like after image of some large beast like walking up the stairs. It's got this face that's has a number of tendrils descending from it that go almost all the way down to the floor.
Now, when you say after image, What do you mean by that exactly?
I'm trying to think of a good example.
You
What
mean
about
like burn-in?
Like it's
Yeah,
superimposed.
it kind of looks. Have you ever seen ghosting on a monitor?
Yeah.
That like is not refreshing properly. It's like that. Like it kind of jitters forward and backwards. It's very, very faint in this like blue greenish illumination.
I was thinking it was kind of like the shades and Irithyll of the ghost.
It could also be like the very subtle outline of the invisible dudes in the Shaded Woods in Dark Souls 2.
Or like the Black Knights walking through the hallway into the kiln the first time.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. That's...
So this great beast has hands that also descend nearly to the floor. They're about a foot off the floor. This thing is at least 15 feet tall.
What?
And it carries in its hand this rod, this gnarled metal rod. Well, it looks like metal. It's hard to tell without any discerning color, but and that rod is about 9-ish feet tall as well. And every time you see it take a step to the next stair, you both swear you could feel and hear like the rumbling of its weight. It's this large, stocky thing with like shoulders that are 7 or 8 feet apart. Like it's square shaped, basically.
You see that?
And is it only people who roll the perception check that like feel the tremoring of it too?
It's above a 20.
Above 20.
So like I don't feel what they're feeling. Is
No.
what I'm saying. I don't feel the shaking of it coming up the stairs.
What's your AC, Cass?
My AC?
Yep.
20.
So, whoops, I did not mean to roll that twice. It turns and looks at you as you're like walking past and you're like looking at it, and it almost notices you staring at it. And there's a moment where you blink, and when you open your eyes again, like this rod is coming towards your face, and you feel it hit you in the side of the head, and it knocks you to the ground. And I need to roll how much damage you take for it.
Cassandra!
Okay, we rolling an initiative?
I don't know, are you rolling initiative?
So it
Excuse
looked,
me, what?
So it was because I was looking at it, right? Like it noticed me looking at it. Did it take any attention? Do I notice before it hits me in the face? Take any attention to anyone else that like or Cora?
What do you mean?
Like, is it like?
Is it just paying attention to her specifically,
Because
or
I'm
everyone
looking
that
at
looked at it?
Is it? Because I was looking at it and it like noticed me looking at it.
It's a good question.
I don't know what the applicable skill for this would be. You don't notice anyone else looking directly at it, no.
Okay.
But, yes. So, you take 21 damage.
Like, she gets slammed down to the ground and says, "Oh, look at it!
What the fuck?
Look at it!
Eyes down, now!
So when this
Just
happens,
eyes
it
forward.
fades for you.
Eyes forward. Keep looking.
What the fiery hell just happened?
Are you okay?
My ears are ringing a little bit, but otherwise I'm fine.
You need to stop getting hit in the head.
I'll try.
Alright, focus on the wall beside
Maybe you
us.
should get a helmet.
You know, good. That's not a bad idea.
Cora will
Dear.
just kind of
Knock the brain
tap
cells
you
out of you.
twice with the cure light wounds.
Now,
So,
do you guys, should I take point?
if you want, like, you can't see anything.
Aren't you already at point? Were you not already at point?
I was close enough, she got ahead of me.
You
It wouldn't have mattered
You
whether or
regain
not she was
14
ahead of me.
points.
This wasn't
14
anything in
points.
front.
Yeah. Mark those uses. Okay, but if you want, I'm walking with you though.
So you guys get to the bottom of these stairs. When you get to the bottom, there is a 20-foot high door. The ceiling now, from where you guys are, is probably about 100 feet up based on the number of steps that you took, just a rough estimate. This is a large room. It obviously descends down to something meaningful. And this 20-foot high door, and it's also about 30 feet wide, is closed, and it has these large chains where each link is probably like half the size of someone's torso that cover the handles that would be used to pull it open from like this side. It could also be pushed inward, like it's hinged that way, but it's chained with these massive chains.
How old did the chains look?
Rather old. They've got a fair amount of rust on them, so they're made of something that oxidates.
Is it obvious that the door can go both ways?
Mm-hmm.
These chains look like they were made more to keep something in than out.
I was thinking the same thing.
That door swings both ways. The chains are on this side.
With how things usually go with us. You know it.
Hang on a moment. And you guys do something. I'm gonna do with me real quick.
So, Caster, you see another one of these shades walk through the door. You're all standing kind of at the foot of it. But this shade is not like the previous one. It's I mean, it's the same color, same basic description, but it's your dad. Like, based on the physique and everything, you can obviously tell it's your dad. And he just kind of like...
Sucks.
Huh?
This temple sucks.
We need to get the Shadow Temple music from Ocarina.
Nah, this fits.
And he begins walking up the steps as well. He passes within a few inches of you, and as he does, there's this like chilling wind that follows, and I need you to make a will save.
Oh, good. I'm good at those.
I'd hope so. 13 non-die.
That's gonna be 20.
All right. So you are blasted with this imagery of like the last few moments of your father's life, like as he died and the light faded from his eyes. But this imagery takes place from the perspective of your father, like, and you recognize that, like, it's obvious to you that it is your dad. But when you look at yourself in these visions, like, you're wearing the mantle of Malachar, you have the sunblade in your hand, like it's you who's being impaled by your friend. And when you look at Drolish, like the shadow that covers her arms like fades away, and as it fades, like it makes room for this hard resin covered like carapace, and her face is like segmented in several places, like where there are soft parts of your lips and stuff. She's got this insectoid appearance, and as she pulls the blade out and you fall to the ground the way that your father did, there's this chittering that sticks with you and causes the hair on the back of your spine to like stand up.
You good there?
Hell.
You guys are saying I'm losing it.
This temple is a place of great evil.
Yeah,
I gathered that.
we noticed.
I have the scar to prove it.
Let us vanquish this evil. Are we breaking the chains?
You give if you give me 10
That was
minutes. If you
Galahad.
give me
I
10
know.
minutes, I can give us the barest hint, the barest kind of warning about if that's gonna be a good or a bad thing.
Is it just me or Galahad and Pyro both seem off?
There's nothing weird about me.
That's
Both
Pirate,
of you are just unusually chipper, is all.
Pirate
especially
chuckles in a
situation.
way.
I don't feel like I'm ever not chipper.
Pirate chuckles in a way that sounds vaguely melodic, but you don't know if it's just because she was humming or if like she actually was like trying
Yeah.
to make a song out of it. But she just says, "Why wait?"
They're probably just coping.
No, this seems off.
How big is the door in front
20
of
feet
it?
up,
20 feet.
30 feet long. It is not made of wood either. This is a Dark Souls style giant iron door with the stock animation that is in every Souls game.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this.
That's the same one.
It is the same one that they have used since Demon Souls. They use it in every game.
No, it's absolutely.
They
the
also
same
use it
animation.
in Sekiro. You can see him opening a door. It's the same exact animation.
Ah, yes, the FromSoft opening the door.
Do you think opening doors is exclusive to Western civilization? Fuck you.
Well, no, it's just the same animation.
Do we see any orange writing in front of the door that says, like, be wary of boss?
Tongue, butthole, ahead.
Huge fatty ahead. It's just a straight demon.
So, great, amazing trap ahead.
Amazing chest ahead.
Go on.
I fucking...
Seeing us back there probably will lead to our deaths. Same with this door. Fine. You ready?
I say we should check the other ways first. If some, well,
The other one reeks
No.
of death.
Well, there's still another path that we can go down.
there's
You're
two
a
other
fan of blue
paths.
raspberry. This is awesome.
We eat that.
There's two other paths that we could go, but our goal down here is to kill the thing. It's more than likely going to be behind the door that they tried to seal shut.
We haven't, you know something, Castor? We haven't even found digging yet. We're not even there.
I know.
I mean, if they were afraid of what they dug up, this looks like the most promising thing so far, right? Big
But-
door with chains on it.
But we haven't found any excavation.
It's probably
Right.
behind the door is what he's getting at.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, wouldn't you put the giant iron chains around the huge steel door and the big, huge stone
Those-
building?
You
Those
said
chains-
yourself, it looks like it was keeping something in.
Those chains look too old for that.
Are you sure?
Who knows how long they've actually had that closed?
It's musty down here. The chains could oxidate quickly depending on how wet it is.
Though it's weird, we haven't really seen any evidence of my men being down here, save for that chest and
They probably made it deeper and the door was sealed after them.
hundreds.
Sent
No.
several men at a time.
No,
When in doubt.
we're not going. No,
Burn it out.
Well, that I like that too. But I was gonna say, when in doubt, we adventuring folk usually use the old adage of if you're still getting hit, you're going in the right direction.
And
And-
we're not going in the right direction. We're not seeing anything down here that we're searching for. And I have a bad feeling about that door.
Cass took a pretty nasty bump.
If we were to vaguely approximate our vitals on a scale of 1 to a lot, where 0 is dead, the only amount of vital energy that matters is the last point.
Okay. Then fuck it.
I thought you told me not to swear.
Fuck it. What do you say, Jackal?
Fuck it. I'm already dead, right? This place fucking sucks, by the way.
You can say that again.
You're preaching to the choir.
Good God. I never use my hands when I crack my neck.
Fuck it.
Caster! His fucking action movie moment!
I gotta square up.
Fuck it.
Cass, let's do this.
He channeled his Devil May Cry.
Cass, what do you think?
Fucking punk.
I feel like this is a bit too soon to find whatever word.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Like,
Oh, well, I
we've
mean,
only been here for not even a full day. Also, why are you pressing us to go inside this door? You're usually one to not get into conflict.
I mean,
Trollish is
I'm not
usually
eager to
one-
be in conflict, but I'm definitely eager to not be here.
I thought you were talking to Serena. I was like, Drollish is one to not get into combat. Incorrect.
No, go
Incorrect.
ahead.
Trollish makes combat find her.
Even still, this is a bit too early to find the thing that we're supposed to get.
It's not going to be behind it. Whatever's behind this is probably a secret of whatever temple we're in, which I'm just ecstatic about.
Cora.
Let's go.
Wait,
Are we going through this door or not?
Cora?
How are we gonna break the chains?
That's another
We
good
have
point.
Drollish.
Look at how tall the door is.
Not
we
only
have Drollish.
not only are the
Make an
chains.
make an arcane mark at this location. We'll go back to it.
Okay.
Not only are the
We're
chains
exploring
higher up
further.
than Drollish.
Fine by me.
Trollish. I mean, I guess Trollish could try, but the chains are this thick. Like they're 6 to 8 inches thick
Drollish
per link
Yeah,
on each side.
I could
Drollish
cast
just
it
tries to grab it. Just
I could cast in
There,
first
yeah,
person
yeah.
on it, but
Yeah, there you go.
It's like made out of girders that have been twisted into
Jesus.
circles.
so she'll make another Q on the wall then and just say, okay, then let's go.
So wait, are we going through the door or are we
No.
going back?
No, we're coming back.
We're gonna be coming back here.
Okay. As long as everyone's on the same page here.
So, you guys walk your way back up the stairs. You notice Cassandra, as you're walking back up the stairs and you get back up to the foot of the stairs up at the top, there's a brief moment where you see a couple of footprints that look like they match the description of the creature that bashed you in the side of the head, that kind of fade away as you like step up the last step. Like you see them, you know, on the stairs.
It's like the haze that sunlight makes on a road. It's
Right.
like- yeah, it's like, and then once you get close to it, it disappears.
Pretty much.
Okay.
So you guys go back down the hallway. You get back to the point where there's the decomposing bits of Portuguese man of war. The gas is still kind of dispersing. So you, based on your alchemy rolls, just your skill in general, Cassandra, you also know that the reason that the gas falls to the ground rather than floating, because it is whatever keeps that thing buoyant, is that whatever gas it is binds with air. And when it oxidates, it becomes significantly heavier. So, but you head off in the other direction, and you travel for not particularly long before you encounter a corpse. Well, half of one.
What's the corpse?
From the belt down, a pair of green legs that look partially decomposed, wearing boots that are about 6 inches thick around.
Lovely.
Do they look like they wore desert attire previously?
Oh yeah.
Well, I
think-
guess we found some trace of women.
Aye.
Also, the portion of the hallway you are in is covered in blood. Like, if you were to send a forensic scientist down here to try and be like, let's recreate the scene with the blood splatter, the direction of the splatter is all.
The forensic
It's
scientist
every-
would go, fuck it.
Right.
It looks like it blew up from the inside.
The man appears to have had a brick of C4 and a detonator in his tummy.
Okay, and it's good that this place is covered in blood.
They call it the Tennessee blowback.
The San Diego thing.
Cora runs like kind of her mechanical hand along the wall and says, "We can learn from this." What? Snaps her fingers. Casts blood biography.
What does that do?
The motherfuck.
Fuck?
That sounds like a neat ass spell. The fuck does this do?
One creature's blood or blood stain. Duration instantaneous. You learn the answers to a specific set of questions about a creature so long as you have access to at least one drop of its blood. You can cast the spell on the blood of the living or the dead, but living or undead creatures are entitled to a saving throw, blah, 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 blah. Cast it on also dried or fresh blood. Or fresh
So-
blood.
I have a question. Is this like Detroit Become Human, where you like?
No, I'm not going to lick it. I'm just going to... There's just magical energy, like...
Dancing along the blood.
It's like a blood stain
Yeah.
from Dark Souls.
When you cast the spell, the answers to the following 4 questions appear on any flat surface you designate, a piece of paper, and so on. And I'll just have it so that it makes a writing on the wall.
The blood clears, like it inverts the writing.
Yes.
Yes. The questions. Who are you? What are you? How was your blood shed? And when was your blood shed?
You get answers to all of those questions.
The following 4 questions.
Okay, give them to me from the top, and I'll answer each one in descending order.
Who are you?
Okay.
And by the way, this isn't necromancy, it's divination.
Aha!
Alright.
I have very few qualms.
I
It's just kind of gross.
So the first one
mean,
is
I drank blood, so.
Tevarak.
That was kind of gross too.
T-E-V-R-A-K.
Tevarak.
Alright.
Cool name.
That is a name you do recognize, by the way, Trollish.
Friend of yours? One of my men.
Chronicler.
Going the right one.
Second question.
Okay.
What
Sorry.
were you?
What are you?
Okay. So there's these flickers as each question gets answered, by the way. I imagine it's like the journal in Harry Potter.
Yeah. Like you see it. Yeah.
Yeah. But every time one of these messages like begins to get written out, like at least for you, Cora, there's those like flickers of like something's weird. Like you just can't put your finger on it. and it's kind of like double vision for you too,
Okay.
because
And
you don't have your eye patch on, right?
no, I've got it on my eye patch on.
It's kind of like you're trying to read something after you've had 1 hour of sleep in the last 48 hours.
You know what? Actually, and as this is happening, Cora just kind of like reaches behind her, like eyes focused on the wall, and ties the eye patch around her not false eye.
So you're only seeing with the true sight eye?
Yes.
Okay, so the flickering stops. Make a will save.
Oh boy.
Well, shit.
I think I'm gonna take a reroll, guys.
Go ahead.
Let's be careful with the rerolls here.
Okay. 22.
Is that your final answer? I'm just asking to be
Yeah.
clear. Okay. So you close your other eye, and your brain no longer receiving the mixed signals that it has been receiving, like the full force of the world as it truly is becomes apparent to you. And you can't take that.
I see.
Before there is a moment of you, like, reconciling with what goes on, and, like, you step back from the wall immediately and, like, stumble into your party mates. Like, Cass, you get thwacked with a mechanical hand as she holds her head.
Just whacked in the head.
Nice.
What the fuck? We gotta be careful with her head. Are you okay, Cora?
There's so much blood on Cass's face.
3 different things in the last, like, 4 hours have hit her in the head. With varying forces. That is the look Cass is giving.
But as everything spins and turns to red, and everything has this fleshy undulation to it, and there's this maddening droning of a choir of trumpets and this vague beating that you can't describe that just drives you mad, and you hear the whimpering of a child that hasn't been tended by its mother in a while before you cease to be conscious.
So she is unconscious.
So Cora stands straight back up.
Cora?
I'm fine. Don't worry about it.
Sure.
Yes. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And she goes back to reading the questions on the wall. She also changes the eye patch to the other eye, so that she has her true sight eye blocked. What do the rest of the questions say?
We didn't get the second question.
I'm asking, like,
What are you? How is your blood shed? Brief outline of the events that caused its wound to the best of the victim's knowledge, and when was your blood shed?
alright, so she begins channeling magic again, completing the spell. How did they die? Torn in half.
That much was kind of obvious.
I was hoping.
Could have been bitten.
Where's your
Wait,
other
that's
blown
not.
up.
I can't.
True.
Shit, I
Like,
can't
they did
talk.
say torn, specifically, not bitten.
As in implied something with hands or paws.
Yeah,
perhaps.
It's like from Juggernaut.
Kinda
Deadpool.
Tentacles. Appendages.
There is a scene
Appendages.
in Warhammer 40k Space Marine, which is a great game, by the way. It's a pretty good third-person shooter, and if you want to get into the 40k lore, it's not the worst place to start. There's a scene where a character is, like, standing, and there's a moment of camaraderie between him and a couple of other Space Marines.
Fuck off! I know what this is.
And this one, like, super huge Chaos Warrior who has lightning claws, which are these giant power claws that, like, the blades on them are like half the length of this table, and it has 5, runs them through this Space Marine, and then pulls him up into the air. Kind of like that.
So,
Nice.
torn in half. Where's his other half?
So what's the third question?
that was how was your blood shed? The last one is when.
3 weeks ago.
That's
Ew.
pretty recent.
think it's weird at all that she swapped her eye patch
Anyway,
to a
what-
true side eye and back to her other
What
eye?
Drolish does, she goes by the. You said it was just a pair of legs, right?
Yep, just a pair of legs. I mean, there's a belt and pants, but like,
That's fair. She just kind of. She
Yeah, she did
she
get a
kneels
little.
down, she scoops a little bit of his blood and just offers a prayer.
and paints your face with it.
Paints a little bit of the old blood.
That's dope.
It's
Fear the old blood.
That's rad.
So Cora, one last moment with you as Cora.
Me on the wheel. All right.
You are surrounded by darkness, and you hear like this torrential downpour of obvious agony that swirls around you.
Oh, damn it! I know where I am. Fuck.
And a familiar voice. You know it'll be like this forever when you die.
Is that the Taker or Cass?
It's the Taker.
Cause. Some say cause him, but.
I'm working on that. I'm guessing it. Where's? I guess he's not even your friend. Where is he?
Take a wild guess.
And like, I'm guessing there'd be like a cut, but she just starts saying like, there's just this fuck.
Fuck! Grimmy, sit.
Like, and we snap to
Speak.
the next scene.
Fuck!
So, Cora draws the Sword of Koss. And as you guys like walk forward, she holds. So the Sword of Koss is long. Like it is a long sword that borders on greatsword.
Like almost a bastard sword.
Well, I mean, a bastard sword is shorter than a long sword.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What am I thinking of?
Well, I would guess a long sword.
Well, no, like longer than a long. What? Isn't there a
So
sword
a long
that like?
sword in Dark Souls is not the length. Well,
Claymore.
is the length a long
I think
sword
you
should
get a hand
be.
and a half sword.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm thinking that.
But
Claymore
even-
might be what I was thinking of, but I think claymores are short too, aren't they?
No,
they're
no.
great.
Okay, it was a claymore then.
Claymores are hand and a half great sword. Like
Yeah, so
swords are
almost.
stupid.
It's almost a claymore.
Yeah, claymores
It's a
are-
long sword. Long sword.
Claymores are technically long swords, but they're really on the upper end of it.
But it grinds against the ground as she walks forward. And there's an occasional like rock that rolls forward and gets caught and causes it to spark. But she continues forward.
Pyra begins humming again.
Drolish kind of raises her sword, just.
Any particular reason why you have your sword out, Cora?
What's that tune you're humming? It's rather pretty.
It's a song from where I'm from.
I just have a feeling
Sung
that
to the children.
magic here won't be as effective as cutting away at the heart of the problem. I don't really have a whole lot of offensive magic to begin with. That's Pyro's forte. I do have a lot of utility though.
Alright.
To each their own, I guess.
I'm glad to see you've got your bearings, Cora. I was really getting worried about you. Your look of frustration is the best thing ever.
Pyra's gonna go right ahead after Cora.
Alright,
She's humming her tune.
I need a drink.
That's a look of just.
I didn't realize
Matt is sitting here with the most grump face. Just.
Matt trusts nobody and nothing.
I trust Castor currently.
He's been hit in the head 3 times.
Cass
he's
is going to lean
feeling-
to Castor and gonna say, keep an eye on Cora too. I don't think she's alright.
What do you say? Can you say it out loud? I didn't hear it.
Keep an eye on Cora. This is very low. Very low. So it's
Kind of
only
whispering into Castor.
only should be heard between Cassandra and Castor.
I got you. Also,
Keep an eye on Cora. I
Drolish
feel like
makes
she's
those
not
things.
quite herself.
So, you lot are so fucking broken. You got time for your
No
fucking
promises,
humming.
no.
You're hitting like the paranoid, you know, and yeah, I guess there's nothing wrong. Castor, you really are a ray of sunshine.
He is the
genuinely.
party rock right now.
He's
Literally
stalwart.
and metaphorically.
Stalwart, fearful, irrational.
It's not Cass is afraid. She's just suspicious.
Paranoid.
Paranoid.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what though? Drolish just went to Caster just now and said, if whatever this Cora is raises her blade against us, I'm cutting her the fuck down. And Caster's like, don't.
Cats is like, no.
Don't, please, disable. And
Disable.
Exactly.
Delay that.
Exactly. Drolish is just like, hey, maybe. No promises.
No promises.
I'm waiting for one person to tell me to shut the fuck up, and I'm wondering if it's gonna be Cassandra or Drolish first.
I'm honestly surprised Drolish hasn't said anything, considering she hates minstrels.
Oh no, she despises it, but
She's been
She's
humming
not.
the
She's not
entire
performing though. She is just humming to
Correct.
herself. Like it's
Ah.
not like she is loudly like. It's not like she's just fucking into the open air. Yeah. She's kind of like to herself.
will always love you.
Fucking
Holy shit!
getting her Celine Dion on in the middle of this fucking temple. No, she's just humming to herself
Yeah, no.
as she goes.
Plus,
Kind
she
of like
thinks it's her way of coping.
humming her, like nodding her head with it a little, like to the melody.
But, anyways,
Bread.
as you guys
Stiff
proceed,
bread.
that is very hard bread.
It's been out.
Is that hardtack? What the fuck?
Nah, it was out for a little bit, so it's probably stale.
Ah.
Nothing like stale bread.
There we go.
So, you guys proceed
That's
forward.
the fucking. That's Excalibur.
As you go forward, there is a path that curves, like, off to the right. So you guys are going this way. It would be the right. If we were using the map as cardinal directions, it would be the southward direction. And then kind of like, it's not right angles, like it curves and then straightens back out in a direction.
So we take that right?
You don't have to. I'm just saying, like, that's what it looks like.
Okay.
And then there is a path directly forward that for another 30 or 40 feet, and then it does the same curve, but to the other direction, to the left, which would be the northward direction.
Which way does Cora go?
Cora stops. Well, it looks like we're at an impasse. Where do you think we should go?
And Drolish, without really thinking about it, goes right.
Okay,
I guess
Alright.
it's decided.
I'll defer to you.
Well, we should probably, we're, okay, I guess we're going that way.
Well, if we stop and think about it, actually, it would make more okay.
What am I doing, Drolish? You should stand up front, by all means.
This is like the what this feels like is someone who has observed someone's behavior and is now trying to replicate it, but is
So,
not like the best at it.
when the
It's like the
big air
Zognoids
quotes
people.
Cora
Yeah,
says that.
I mean, what does Cora sound like if not mildly pretentious?
oh no, that's exactly what it is.
she's not that
Oh,
pretentious.
don't worry.
Cora's gotten significantly less pretentious since she told the party that they got to be her slaves.
Thing is, like, so Drolish kind of looks over and says, "I'd rather not hesitating here."
Sure.
Good plan.
And continues onward.
Oh, wait a minute.
Carefully, but onward.
You were the one that was awake when you heard the droning sound that you realized was a lullaby, right?
Yeah.
So I want to put part of you at ease right now. The tune she is humming does not sound like that.
Okay, good.
I was
It
wondering-
still doesn't explain why you're so chipper.
I
It
was
doesn't.
wondering
It
about
doesn't
that.
follow like like the same melody at all.
It was an incomprehensible cacophony of sound.
Okay.
So that followed no melody, and this
I
one
mean,
very clearly
it-
follows a repeating
it-
one.
So it definitely had a pattern that she had a brief insight into understanding, but it is a tune that mortal minds are not craft to comprehend.
It's like listening to a jazz track over another jazz track by a different artist.
I would have just accepted it's like listening to jazz because freeform jazz is miserable.
Freeform jazz.
Fuck off. Freeform jazz is great. Never heard of freeform jazz.
It's jazz, but they don't like write it out beforehand. They're
So
just
they
like
just
freestyling on the beat.
Oh, yeah, they
But
just
with
go.
a
It's
sax.
awesome.
Sometimes it's very good, very often it is very bad.
Anyways,
But
So, you continue forward.
a distance forward, there's an axe, two-handed great axe,
Okay.
embedded in the wall.
Another side note. Now, Cassandra is extremely suspicious of you, and she points this out to Castor. She didn't write a Q on the wall. Be very careful.
I know, it's what I thought too.
You fucking rock.
I was thinking that shit too.
I have the worst stone face. Like, I love...
Amy's like, oh shit, she did it!
like, I just can't help it. I'm just so excited for what awesome players you guys are. Like,
So,
fuck.
thank you very much. Castor writes down what direction we went, though. Just
Okay, I have to keep the record.
Of course, how else are we gonna get out of here
But
if we live?
so you guys get up to this great axe, and this great axe has pinned a mass of just congealed flesh of varying coloration and tone.
It kind of just like arcs and crafts it to the wall.
Right, to the wall. And then there is an orc, like a full body of an orc, on the opposite side, like on the opposite wall away from this axe. And there is this like spew that covers the distance between whatever this is on the wall, which is like 6 feet of slewed flesh. Like it looks.
It
like
almost
somebody-
just looks like a web of flesh that has
Right.
been nailed to this wall with
Right.
axe.
And there's this stream of something that links the two, and the orc that is up against the wall has a wound that covers from like the left side of their face down their neck, like down most of their torso and their side, where there is a burn wound, like a chemical burn that goes through the skin, through the bone, and about halfway into the internal viscera. And there's this green and gray discoloration from the rot, and like a portion of their mushroomy textured brain is visible, and it is an uncomfortable image.
And
Party gains 3 stress.
The party gains 3 stress.
with that, Drollish
Oh,
approaches what's left of the man. And is the one eye left, is it open or closed?
Like the other eye the other eye is open.
Yes.
Like,
yeah, she reaches over to gently close it, and she takes a bit more blood and puts it on the top of her
God.
right arm.
she's gonna come out bloody.
She's just tallying this thing down.
Each
So-
of my men you took from me,
Is the
That's exactly what she's doing.
I will deal you in kind.
is the bleh that is pinned to the wall moving in any way?
There's
Oh.
Is it undulating?
Does it undulate? Does it pulsate?
No.
It does not
It,
throb.
it does not react to your presence in any meaningful
It is
way.
not currently surging.
It is also slightly gray and discolored, like rotted
Yeah, it
flesh.
looks like it might be decaying.
Cass walks up and
Wait, hold on. Hey, easy there. Don't go laying hands on things just yet. There's a much easier and more rational solution, and I'm gonna spell like burning hands it.
Yeah, alright. Fucking A. So as you go to touch it, you do get your finger on it for just a second.
mm-hmm.
And as you do, there's a brief period where like the flesh pinks out just a little bit and grabs onto your finger as you pull it away. It doesn't feel like you're being yanked in. It's like
Is it like the
Like a
Chinese
Chinese,
finger traps?
yeah, like a Chinese finger.
not
trap.
quite.
It's like
sort of
sticky.
ish. It's like sticky hands.
Tacky
Oh.
It tacks to you a bit, and then as you pull away, like it discolors again.
Yeah, easy there.
And then-
Don't get too rational.
And then you just, yeah, you fucking, like, Vegeta is mad, throws a million key blasts at whatever he's attacking.
I want it! I
Easy-
want to be a Super Saiyan!
Easy now. There's no reason to be hasty.
Yeah, burns the whole wall. It's gone.
You singed my hair.
Like, I assume that you incinerate this thing into the Ethereum.
It is a pile of ash, no longer viscera.
Yes.
Castor
What
is going
what
to,
state is the great axe in?
Well, considering it
Hot.
wasn't removed beforehand, it is in the state of just a head. And when it hits the ground, it bends because the metal is soft.
There.
It does make a clang noise, though, but it's a weird clang noise.
Like a clang mixed with a splash somehow.
Mm-hmm.
caster creates water to remove the goop from the ground, just so it doesn't
Oh, I mean,
dissolve our shoes.
It's hardened.
Oh,
Like
okay.
it's just you can see the trail that it took.
There. You know, I'm not entirely upset that you did that, because I think it might have still been kind of alive.
That was part of the reason I did it. If it was alive, that would have been a nice surprise for it. If it was dead, there was no harm.
What is your religion roll?
At the very least, we know that they're susceptible to fire.
My religion roll
Partially dead ones, anyway.
is
Well, fire can get rid of them.
We know they're
17?
sticky.
Yeah, plus 17. That's one of
That's
my
not
primary
pleasant.
skills.
I'd be
No,
careful,
it's
Cass.
not.
It looks like powerful necromancy's at work. We've had plenty of dealings with that in the past, so I'm sure you understand how dire the circumstances are.
Necromancy.
I mean, it's
Troubling.
a moving mound of meat. What else would it be?
That's a good
Aberration.
point.
Regardless, it's an abomination that needs to be obliterated, so good job, Pyra.
Get out of my skin.
Thanks, Dad.
You can make a will save if you'd like.
I would very much like to.
Did you roll your first outcome today yet?
I did. I rolled a 5. 9 plus 12. 21.
You succeed. You return to your body.
I
So-
fucking knew it.
So no. So she walks forward
Oh.
and then like staggers and makes that noise and like grabs onto herself, and the sword like clatters to the ground.
And she like takes the sheath off of the sword and like just
You
like
cannot get rid of it. If you're about
I'm
to
not
throw
about
it,
to. I'm not about to get rid of it. She
Wasn't
takes
it?
the sword and bashes it against the wall with all her strength.
Maybe
That was not allowed.
So you don't make any of that noise. You take the sword and put it back at your side.
At first, I thought you were going to do just an attack roll. Yeah. For a split second.
Attack roll the sheath of the sword.
You know, I had a hunch that wasn't Cora. That's Cora. I mean, but she doesn't do any of that.
Well, she's going to do it.
No, she doesn't.
No,
She just takes the sword and puts
she
it back.
picks the sword back up, and she's like shivering, and then puts the sword at her side, and it stops.
Cora, are you out of breath? I'm fine. This place. You are
You're better.
so lucky. You don't see what I do.
You might want to keep that eye patch on, Chief.
And you best not ever do that again.
Who are you yelling
None
at?
of you hear that either.
Oh.
Who are you yelling at?
No, that didn't.
No, we didn't hear
Oh,
Corey
I
yell.
mean, did you hear the response?
I hear it.
Well, I mean, do they?
No, that's what I'm saying.
I'm fine. Spirit of the blade.
Hey, I mean,
You can't say that.
we're here.
You take 5 damage for trying to say it.
Okay. Shit. Okay. Oh shit, my hand's shaking in real life. So, but I'm fine. We'll discuss it later. I'm
Yeah, I
now.
mean, we're here. What, I don't know. What do people say?
I can't talk about it. Yeah.
I will say, my
You're
husband. I will
We're in a
say
very-
My husband is quite clever.
It's not anything to do with your husband.
We're in a very.
I'm not referring to that, Cora.
I'm curious. In what way is your husband clever?
Well, either we take care of this little mess for him, or I die. It's a win-win for him.
I mean, that's a basic catch-22, right? You get your freedom, but you might die in the process. Doesn't take a genius.
No, it doesn't.
He's offered this ultimatum to everyone from the looks.
He has, yes.
At the very least, the constant stream of bodies seems to be keeping whatever it is down here, right? That's a positive way to look at it.
Well, it seems to. According to her magic, it seems to be seeping out to the surface anyway. So it might just be a matter of time. Might as well take care of it now.
I
I need.
What?
We need to. I need to tell
Don't
you
judge
what
me.
I saw.
I'm a human being.
You need to what?
I need to tell all of you what I
Fucking.
Are you
I'm
sure
not-
now's the time?
saw. I'm
Fuck
not.
you.
I don't want to look again, but we are not underground right now. We are not even in a place right now.
You have to be a little more specific.
You're gonna have to be a little bit more specific, baby. The good Lord crippled me with
Sure.
color blindness, like the asshole he is.
This stone, these halls, everything. The sound of that, it's all a lie. I don't even want to think about where we are right now, but if we start, we're in the heart of something horrible.
That would.
And I'm speaking very literally.
I mean, we can just walk back the way we came, Cora. It's just hallways.
Do you really? I don't know about that. Either we're trapped by her town, which there's no easy way out of. I mean, sure, we could fly out of it, and I can do that, but
Cora, Pyra, both of you have taught me some, well, sometimes valuable lessons in adventuring. Are you okay? Are you fit to keep doing this?
I am.
what option do I have? And
You're afraid. It's not your job. Are you sure you have what it takes to do this?
fine,
Sometimes the strongest of us feel afraid.
I'm fine.
It's a natural thing. And
That's how you
and
deal
it
with being
makes,
afraid.
And it makes no one any less of a person to be afraid of anything.
Let's just keep moving. We have a job to do. Everyone,
need any more distractions.
keep your eyes open and don't trust them.
You gotta cope, kid.
Pyro's got a tune to hum.
Well, what you said does about track. A couple times I touched the floor. It didn't feel quite like solid floor.
It's not just me. Thank God. It's okay.
We need to keep moving.
So, you proceed. Hallway opens into a. I mean, it doesn't open into a corridor, but you pass the turn, and on either side, for a good 100 feet, every 20 or so feet, is a door into a different room. They're not like wooden doors or whatever. They're not like bolted and hinged to the wall. They are like steel bar type doors. The steel bars on several of these, like the portion of it that's not the door, the portion of it that's just the cage, has been broken. In a couple of them, there are like completely skeletal corpses, and there's just like dried blood coats the entire floor here, and it leads with zero sign of like thinning out all the way down the hallway, and there is this like reeking stench that permeates when you turn the corner.
We are definitely going the right way.
Gods, what happened here?
I'm gonna. Okay.
This
This
blood
just
is-
kind of flakes off.
yeah, this is not yeah.
It's not orc blood.
I mean,
Well, it's dried, so
It's-
like
you could still cast that spell.
you need a
have to
drop.
give me 10 more minutes.
Also, I think
Actually, no, I can't. I don't have another one prepared.
I also think you would need a drop, and I don't think a drop.
No,
would
it's said
technically-
dried blood.
Oh, dried
Yeah,
blood
try
still
dried
works.
blood
Mhm.
works. Dried blood works.
Yeah.
Very good.
Alright, so
This looks less and less like the scene of a dig site or a battle. This looks more and more like slaughter.
I mean, he did send them down here, kind of hoping that this would be what happened.
I don't mean slaughter like the abject destruction of a force. I mean slaughter like animals.
I mean, let's not think too much about it.
It looks like whatever was in these bars broke out.
It's entirely possible. I mean, we've seen Drolish. Can Drolish melt steel beams? Yes.
Just flexible.
There's only one person melting anything around here. Thank you.
The friction caused by just a flex from her is enough to melt iron.
Right, she's like fucking Armstrong in Full Metal Alchemist. If she ever moves uncomfortably, her whole shirt explodes.
Commendable valor, respectable muscles.
So, yeah, we
Who says she's really wearing much of a shirt because of that reason?
Right.
I tried wearing shirts, didn't take to it.
So is there a
Rather they didn't
path
take to
or-
me.
Yeah, it continues on to a
Gotta get one of the muscle shirts.
door that is like sealed on this side by like a solid steel beam. And I'm gonna need everyone to make a perception check.
Got it.
Erna cannot make this perception check.
Damn it.
I don't even try anymore.
That's a 2 for your girl.
21.
Whatever that. Matt, can you tell me what that says?
7.
That's a hot 7 for me.
So
I got a 25.
Galahad's check is
Drollish, Cats. This steel
16.
beam is not perfectly solid. It's got these bends on it, and it's covered in rust. And you recognize what it is. It's one of the links from the chain that's used to hold that door. It looks like somebody found either a rusted portion of it or broke it specifically to come and try and bar this door, and then hastily constructed the method to bar this door. The steel, despite being like 8 inches thick, like we're talking like this far around solid granular steel, is bent forward, and the wood holding this door and the like steel bars that support the door, the like, you know, where it's riveted to the steel, are all like bent outwards around this portion of the, like the whole door is concave around this thing, and this is pretty much the only thing holding it to the wall. Now, the other thing is that, like, you know how when you bar a door, there's like a portion of it that connects to the door? What really happened is there are these giant rivets on either side of the wall, like, of the door frame, that hold this steel piece up. And that's it.
This was hazily done, perhaps to try and save their skins long enough for them to retreat back.
Maybe it wasn't to save their skins, maybe it was the last act of decency they had.
See this rusted iron, thick iron thing? You know what else was 8 inches and iron and rusted? Those chain links way back that way.
end of the was that
Yeah, that was another.
core just visually just like grimaces and kind of recoils.
Well, if we don't.
If that is what it even is at all, just like Cass kind of glances to Cora when she says that.
So there is always that other way we didn't go if we don't like doors.
Well, there's 2 doors that we don't like so far. What's the odds of us finding a third one? Probably very high.
Probably very high, and this is absolutely the right direction to go.
So I want to ask you a question.
Sure.
But you can feel free to shut me down on it because I'm not the most perceptive devil in the party.
Absolutely.
But just as we've been wandering, based on the like directions we've been taking and like the routes that we've gone, does the architecture and the
Feel
way that this is
plausible?
laid out feel plausible as we're going?
It feels non-Euclidean.
So my favorite thing is that non-Euclidean does not mean at all what Lovecraft thought
I
it
know.
meant. Like,
Yeah.
that is my favorite piece of literary history.
But yeah, does this feel like a possible dungeon we are walking in? Does this
So-
feel
Let me
right?
see if there's a
Space.
good skill for this.
Impossible geometry.
Because I would think perception would be the best one, and I'm not good at
It's
that.
either perception or dungeoneering.
I can make
Yeah.
a case for engineering.
I will take dungeoneering, engineering, perception.
If you talk with me, I can.
Yeah, if you've got any of those, I'll take them.
So what is your dungeoneering check?
6.
Oh. So you're probably my best bet for like a high check on this.
Yeah, my dungeoneering is not very high. It's 12, but my engineering is 17.
So Cora, just a thought I've had as we're wandering around in here. and I think it might sort of play off of what you were talking about earlier. Does this physical place that we're actually in seem not possible to you?
I hadn't thought about that. 15 sounds easy.
32.
Keep in mind, Cassandra's also written down every single turn we've taken, so we can use that as reference.
Give me that, please.
That's it to her.
So, I'm gonna use the restroom real quick, and then I will tell you what happens.
I'll also use the restroom.
Pyro's gonna hum.
You get me some pizzerino, neighborino? Thank you. Give me a
Some roadie
zesty slice of za.
Pyra poses an absolutely groundbreaking question that everyone is like, shit, I hadn't thought of that. And then when they start talking about it, she just goes back to humming.
What is it?
Like, Pyra was just like standing there humming as everyone was talking about these chains, and then just suddenly goes, so Cora, I've been thinking as we've been wandering through here, that maybe the physical space we're actually in isn't entirely possible, just based on the turns we've taken and the way we've been walking. And then she was like, I hadn't thought of that. And she like rolls her check and stuff, and like Cass hands over the notes she's been taking on the directions we're going, and Pyra just and just like tunes out again.
Ah, I see.
The thing is, like, do you know what Drolich was about to do if Cora didn't make that check? Drolich, not wanting to take any risks or chances, going to take her sword and do non-lethal damage to Cora.
Wait, what? Why are we hitting Cora?
So I mean, like,
She's not doing that now, but if
Oh.
she failed that will save, she was thinking like.
I mean,
this
I'm
is
just
weird.
thinking at this point, like,
You know,
3
it's
rights,
very-
make a left, that whole kind of thing.
She didn't want to risk anything happening at all.
Well, that depends on the distance, right?
1, 2, 3 would have been the same as just going.
Yeah.
So
But
you would cross back over to
It
it.
still depends on the distance, because you could go
That too.
500 miles this way, 100 miles
just
that way.
Just posing it. Do you have any paper on you?
Sorry.
No.
Do you that you're not using for your notes and stuff?
I have
Spare,
a whole binder.
spare paper.
So,
Awesome. Do you have something I can write with too?
There's also that.
No. This is her asking, and this is Pyre asking in character, not that. Sorry.
okay.
Oh.
Like in character, do you have like some parchment I could borrow or something?
The question
Little scrap.
that you asking.
I do.
Yeah, I have.
You have something to write with?
Of
course.
I have
Of
Of
one, sir.
course, I have a quill and ink. I also have a little parchment.
Cora's got it covered.
Alright.
And she hands it off to Pyra.
Awesome, thank you.
So the question that you asked, I will provide an answer to both of you, even though it was Cora's role. And then before you say anything, I will give you another piece of information that is required before you say anything about it.
Okay.
So, no. This is not possible. You recount roughly the number of steps you've took. You know how quickly you traveled. You've lived with yourself.
You know, like a person.
Presumably for some amount of time, but you know how you intuitively know how far your own footsteps are. Maybe not in exact measurements, but
You can feel your own footsteps as a distance, like I'm X steps from a thing.
So,
I've taken X steps
you
now.
have this realization, and your sense of direction like begins to like crumble, and you think like, no, like the turns we've taken don't make any sense. Like we would have doubled back on ourselves more than once.
It's not possible.
We would have walked through paths we've already been through, and that doesn't just count the portion of the dungeon you're in right now that we've mapped out and described and had things in. There's the portion of the dungeon that you came through that we just kind of hand waved when you started making arcane marks. Like the distances you've traveled and the numbers of lefts and rights you've made would have had you circle back around dozens of
You
times.
took an upturn, dummy.
Right. Like it just doesn't make sense. And when that realization hits both of you, you both turn to each other because you kind of like turn and think, and then you both look back at each other, and if you two want to have a conversation about that, you can alone. Right now, but just you two can talk.
You think I could have a minute, Cora?
Yeah. Yeah, you.
Oh, no. You misunderstand. Say whatever you're gonna say. It can just only happen between you two.
Oh, okay.
This doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no, this definitely is impossible. I'm no expert.
No, I'm just I'm just thinking about the marks I've left on the walls. We should be 7 ways knotted into ourselves.
We should have doubled back a couple times by now. But if what you were saying earlier is true, and I'm not saying it isn't, I definitely believe you. This definitely isn't exactly meant to be a possible space. It's kind of just like a physical charade of a dungeon.
You were crying earlier. What did you see?
It looked like a heart. Like a really, really big, fleshy sort of mound of a thing. And I just had like an overwhelming urge that I just wanted.
Yeah, I think you saw into the truth of the matter.
So,
Caster?
So,
I think we don't disclose this. And we don't
Oh,
raise
that's
a
the
panic.
funny thing. They both turn and stare at each other, and like their eyes gloss over for a couple of seconds, and then Cora turns and says, "Caster."
Yes?
We're there's a you get a message you get a message in your head like as quick as you can. Do we tell them?
And, you know, you guys don't know that you didn't speak aloud.
I mean, oh, okay.
So we were under the impression we were having that conversation and they could hear us.
Yes.
But
To
we
the
were
rest
just
of us, you
blanked
guys
out.
just kind of stared at each other
We
with
did a
glossy
routine
eyes.
forehead check of one. Yeah.
Is it one of their magics?
Huh?
What do you mean?
What are you talking about?
You guys were just kind of standing there for a minute, and you just kind of blanked out.
No, we.
Your eyes look like glass. Both of you.
I hate this place.
We were just kind of
All right,
spacing out. This place is really getting to us.
Yeah, we can tell. Yeah. And Cora looks immensely uncomfortable.
Obviously.
And I was gonna go back to writing on a little scrap that she got from Cora.
Cass, you hear a message in your head that just says that this place is wrong. That's it. And it's Cora's voice, so.
So what does the party do? So we're standing at this door, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not liking the look of what's beyond it. It's bulging outward, and they very clearly tried to stop it from getting to this side of said door.
And
Unless-
we're in a hallway covered in blood.
Unless we can find another way in, this might be our only path forward.
There's still
There's one
two
more
other
way
paths
we
that we
can
haven't
try.
gone.
There's
I think
still
there's
a
only
left
one.
just back
No.
before that, and then a left before that.
Oh yeah, no, we had taken a right, and then we got to this place where there was a door, and there was
Yeah.
a place
There
past
was-
it, and then there was the street that we didn't even go down that had
Yes.
another right ahead of it.
We had taken the right, and then a right, and then a... Wait a minute. Wait, how are we not back in the main hall?
Exactly.
What do you mean?
What?
Can I see my paper?
We took 3 rights. That's basically
Let's-
just a left.
Let's not think too much about it. This place obviously is meant to drive one a little on edge.
Well, it appears this is useless.
I wouldn't go so far as to say there's no point in continuing to keep track, but
As
I
long
wouldn't
as-
take it as gospel either.
I mean, it seems like anytime we backtrack that we end up back where we started.
As long as the internals of this place seem, at the very least, internally consistent, I think that's probably what matters.
This might be a gross imitation of a physical reality, but it still seems to abide by its own laws.
Okay, so we just keep forging a path until we've mapped the place out, whether
I-
it makes sense or not.
I hate this place.
We could try that.
You're not the only one. I say we should check that other left that we passed by before we came this way.
And I say we should go down the direction where whatever that thing we were fighting went.
That led to the big chain door.
No, it didn't.
No, that was straight
No.
ahead. It was the way he went. We went this way,
So,
and he went this way.
dusty chained door, the flesh room, and question mark.
Oh, okay.
There's also another left that we didn't take either before we got here.
Correct. Those are the only 2 directions we haven't looked in. If we're looking for something, I guess, safe.
Let's go there. Let's.
I think it would be best to map out this place the best we can.
Agreed. Let's take the left that we passed by just before the main hall.
Just it would be simple. It's probably faster that way.
Cass picks up the paper that you dropped and holds on to it.
And you notice Cora making marks way more consistent, like way more often.
So, you all notice that you hear this like subtle jittering, and it is the sound of Jackal's teeth chattering.
Jackal?
Yeah, well, what's up, kid?
You're all right. And like Cass goes to grab him from.
Yeah, I mean, the thought just occurred to me that, like, you know, originally, if you guys died, I just ended up face down in the snow somewhere until I finally decomposed. But,
Not quite the case.
if you guys die here, I'm stuck here for however long it takes something to crush me to decompose, or for me to lose whatever's left of my mind.
Mm-hmm. I think that's... If we already didn't have enough incentive to live, I think this is even more. We don't want Jackal to go insane down.
Oh, how encouraging.
I'm just...
If you'd like, I can take the incentive that if we do start dropping like flies, I can crush you before we all go down.
Caster, if you are the last one left, I will happily take your merciful oblivion.
My pleasure.
Now that's true friendship right there.
All I can promise is that we'll try.
You golden kid.
We're all in this together now.
We're gonna do more than try. We're all gonna make it out of this.
Is that...
That's the spirit, Cal.
That's what I intend.
That's the spirit.
Let's get going. And the little dragon scampers about.
Don't stray too far, please. And I'll go as quickly as I can.
So, down the other direction, there is a gruesome scene of a number of orcs torn to pieces, like similar wounds to the type of wound that the man who was just legs, just
good old leg man.
just ripping, like, you know when you pull like a fucking turkey leg off a thing, like that, but with people. And
It's like Doom guys come through here with the Berserk upgrade.
it really is kind of like Doom Guy's been walking through this place. Like, it's pretty bloody awful.
Alright.
So, yeah. But there's about a dozen orcs, weapons strewn about. There's blood and meat and just chunks everywhere. And it's been here long enough that it's, like, begun to rot in a very uncomfortable kind of mushy way. Like, the fungus and bacteria has just gotten to it, and there's just kind of a sheen in the area. It's not blood, it's the, like, rot. And it stinks.
Well, Drolish is...
And it's not a hallway either. It opens up into a circular room. Inside this circular room, the walls are kind of curved, so it's spherical. It's, about 30 feet in radius, so 60 feet in diameter as it opens up into this room. And
It's like a dome.
No, it's not, because it's 60 feet in diameter at the floor and the ceiling, and then at the sides, like, it curves outwards to a maximum of about 80 feet, and then curves back up towards the ceiling. It's like a sphere with a flat top and bottom. And in the very middle, there is this, like, 15-foot wide, huge pillar that goes up, like, 10 feet, stops, and then up another 10 feet, and then in the middle, there's, like, a 5 to 10-foot section, which is that iconography that you saw before on the statue of the, like, gem being held, like the octahedron being held by some number of tendrils on the up and bottom, and it's down the middle, like,
This
jade
lamp is losing
and
oil.
opal.
It's another one of those statues.
Brilliant observation, stone-clad knight of the sun.
And what Drolish does, she goes up to the. Can you put ice in here? She goes to the many orc bodies and.
Just starts scooping up blood, smearing it on her chest.
I mean,
I wouldn't... Probably just, like, doing it in, like, traditional patterns or something, or something as close as that as you can.
before she does that, you guys will notice that that she grips her sword even tighter to the point where the grip almost digs into her hand.
White knuckling it.
Yeah, and she drops to her knees, and this is the first time anyone has seen Drollish sob.
Well, that's not quite the spirit of things.
It's kind of hard when you see all your closest companions dead in front of you.
Trollish, what was the name of your most beloved lieutenant?
The name of the most beloved lieutenant, I actually have it written down.
Yeah, I had it written down at some point also.
Yeah.
Did I run out of space for names? Come, fuck off, notebook. Suck my-
Notebook, that's mean.
Got
Stop
him.
it.
That's a lot of names.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole page of names.
Also, I'm in our DMs. I forgot about the bean necklace.
What?
Bean necklace?
Don't worry about it.
Kind of worried about it.
You know, pinto beans, black-eyed. Well, those are black-eyed peas. I don't know if it's beans, but baked beans.
Yeah, I don't have it on here.
All right.
So this room is
His
like
name is Lars
Lars.
Lars Guluk.
G-U...
L-U-K?
Lars Guluk.
Gulak.
A-K. Guluk.
Yeah.
Grimace.
Grimace. Was one of your lieutenants Grimace?
That'd be funny. Yeah.
Grimace.
G-R-Y''M-A-S-E. Grimace.
Okay, so his corpse is not among those here.
That's good.
But I just needed that.
This is like a
course.
slaughter room. it
Yeah,
looks like.
and
There is
basically,
many blooded corpses.
After a bit, she manages to pull herself together, but she's still kneeling down.
As Joel is just like getting over the sight of it, I just take like a shaky breath over where I'm at, and there's more like furious scratching of like writing happening, and she's not yet humming again. She's like,
Continue on.
well, I was just like, you can tell she probably is close to starting up like the stanza again.
So, the room, the wall is covered in these like claw marks, just all around. Blood everywhere. There are weapons discarded throughout the entire room along with corpses. It looks like whatever happened, like they fought a retreating battle. Like, so they had gone forward, something pushed back, and they continued to like fall back until they all held this room and died in it. Another thing that's worth noting about these corpses is even though there's blood everywhere and there's rot about, they look like some other process has taken from them like a substantial portion of their mass. Like, pretty much everyone here has seen corpses rot before. Like, they do get kind of stringy and gangly and the rigor mortis sets in and they like thin out, but they are like just 1 or 2 steps above skeletal thin, and they would not be that far along in their composition if these corpses are as old as the other ones you've seen.
Crow pulls out the sand shifter and opens it.
Are you asking me if there's a chronal disturbance in the area?
Yeah,
Yes.
and it's the whole area.
It's not the whole area. I mean, so you know how when a compass gets close to a magnetic source that it kind of like
Wiggle wobbles.
spins? Okay, so there's a bit of that. Like, it spins in all directions, but it has a preference for forward, like in that direction. It's past this room. Which would seem to imply, yes, all around,
But mostly
but
over
mostly forward. Like, it just kind of pendulums.
Cass goes up to Drolish, like, while she's kneeling and says, hey, we're going to get back whatever did this to your men. And we're going to be out of here. Make sure they pay. And once Cass says that, she goes down and presses her hand in some of the blood and smack right on her chest. Or just like where somewhere like there's a handful of blood. You hear that? Oh, let's go.
Take a rolling +1 on your will save.
Fuck yeah.
So where would I put that modifier?
Just
Miss.
misc or temporary. Actually, put it on temporary.
Temporary. Well, I don't. If I land a crit, that would be
What?
+20 to my will save.
+20?
Because of Indomitable.
Read the top portion.
Indomitable
what I
does
have
not-
here.
Yes, it
Like,
does.
Droll
Whenever I
just-
land a crit, it like gives it a shit ton of.
Yeah, but it's not
I
permanent.
should.
I know it's not permanent.
No.
That's why I have it under temporary.
No, she handed it to
Okay.
you for a reason. I
This
think
does
you
not
should
stay
get that.
permanent
Got
with
it.
you, by the way.
I
This is
I can take a wild guess though.
Yeah. And so, after a bit, Droll just. I grew up with these men and women. I've known them since I was a child. And my husband, he was friends with them. He sent them down here for slaughter.
I don't.
This is not an execution. It's more than that. And then Drollish takes an entire handful of the blood and smears it all across her chest and around her neck.
Let's go get at it, Cora.
But Jolish, I don't even know if he knew what was down here.
Jackal's on me currently. I took him out.
At least I should.
And you didn't even give him back?
No.
Because if he
Dick.
knew, he probably would have run screaming from this town.
If he knew there was some issue, why didn't he just... Why couldn't they move base? This was the problem with settling here.
Maybe this was the point all along, Drollish.
That's
Windmill.
And that makes him an idiot.
We can look at this from one of two perspectives. Both of them are equally callous, but one of them is explicitly
Tattoo.
evil.
I've gone over this
Either.
3 times. No. I just wanted you to see
He
how
sent
dark
all of these
the,
people
the
down
writing
here.
of it was. Like,
Oh.
gone over it 3 times.
Keys.
He sent all of these people down here to die on purpose, with the intent that they would die, knowing that they would die. I don't know that that's entirely true. Or, he has made it his mission in life that whatever is down here needs to die. He doesn't have the heart or the means to mobilize his entire town to crush it, and let's be honest, they probably would fail.
I don't think it's out of the question that he saw her form of follow as just an expendable task force either.
That's kind of what I look at it.
Yeah. That's how I look at it.
And it's awful. But
Logistically, it does make sense.
For what he was trying to accomplish in the image he was trying to create for him as a leader of the region we find ourselves in now, it does make a lot of sense. And it doesn't make it right.
and that's why
And that's coming from me.
that's why there's no crime. And that's why he's running out of bodies. That's why he came looking for you.
All the prisoners get sent here.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah.
There aren't even petty thieves.
if the price of crime is, and nobody said anything.
No.
But they.
Of course, nobody's gonna say anything. A man like that, a tyrant like that, probably has secret police mounted all throughout the fortress, city.
Turns out he hasn't.
Fortress.
Close enough.
Turns out he hasn't changed at all, the old dog.
And that's why he lives behind a wall.
To stop a revolution.
We're killing whatever's down here.
But
And then him.
We do
Well,
not
easy
have
there.
the time to do that.
That's not the priority.
well,
We
hold,
can get back to him at a later date. But we need to do this and protect our home.
well, hold on. I mean, it's not right.
It
None of
isn't.
it's right. But are you telling me honestly you'd rather whatever's down here run amok?
No, that's why we're killing it first. I know. I'm thinking about the days that are going by, and I'm seeing every minute. Though, and she opens the sand shifter to the chronal disturbances. I don't know if it's even been that long. Rather, like I don't know if our minutes are the same minutes out there anymore.
I would propose a counter argument, although it may be me looking too far ahead, given that we don't even know the full extent of what we're dealing with down here. But I would take into consideration that even though he seemed much more concerned with what was down here, which is a viable concern of his, he also did seem to perhaps be partially perturbed by what you guys said in the, what is it, courthouse? I was there for a little while. What'd you say about the Ezracool?
That
Said
he's
that-
coming here.
Yeah, he's going to eventually.
Yeah, he
on
kind of
top
didn't
of
like that.
No, no one would.
If we can take care of what's down here, we may be able to convince him to help with that.
That's exactly my thinking.
And then, if we want, after that's taken care of, we can see about taking care of it.
Either that, I may still have followers here hidden in the city.
I don't know that that's wise. I mean, you've all taken an oath to be nobles, and while it hasn't been officiated by the Landsmeet yet, I mean, if you were to make an attack against an ally of the human kingdoms without A, having consulted with the Baroness, and B, without the consent of the king who leads her, I mean, you guys
That's why.
would lose everything you have.
That's why fellow nobles in the Drow kingdoms
For
don't get
assassination.
killed. They suffer tragic accidents.
I'm a member of the Thieves Guild. I can make something happen at no expense to any of you.
Enough of this.
There's the dastardly bitch that I know. Go get Grix. Let's fuck this guy up.
None of this matters right now.
Sorry
We
for
proce-
talking about your ex-husband in
We
front of your
proceed
girlfriend.
forward. He hasn't changed a bit, apparently. If this is true.
It's all a brilliant facade.
Is it a facade though? It seems like he's doing the right thing. I mean, his people have prospered.
That's true.
All we can do now is focus on the task ahead of us.
Prospering under an iron fist like that? Really prospering?
Let's go.
For once, I'm in agreement with the pyromancer. Let's get this taken
really?
care of first. We can worry about him later.
Hold on, can you write that down?
I feel like this is a worthy use of my parchment, so yes. Whatever the date.
Castor agreed with Pyra. Ha ha. Let's go kill a thing.
Thanks.
Let's go kill a thing. Whatever the date should be, that's what she writes down
Okay.
in my little notebook.
Caster agreed with that.
So you guys, what do? Do you continue proceeding in this direction?
Yeah, we do.
We do?
Yeah, we do.
We do.
Okay.
Well, your third ominous-looking slaughterhouse is the charm. I've always said that.
There's still a fourth one potentially we haven't
Whenever
seen.
he's,
The third one's the charm. Where are you going to the fourth one for?
I think whatever, I think whatever did all of this, might be close.
You guys?
I'm also not entirely convinced that there's one thing that
Oh,
he's-
there's probably not.
one thing that's
I think there might be more down here, but I think he's only really concerned with one of them.
What
So
makes you think that the thing that did this would be close? These bodies look completely emaciated.
I'm gonna open the door.
I don't think that's
There's
quite
no door.
natural.
it's
That's-
a
I thought it was
room
a
and then it
continuum.
ends in a hallway. Like this is just a brief respite.
It's like a
from-
pass-through, basically.
Right. We're not in the slaughterhouse. Wait.
No, we're not in the door room.
Got it. Okay, that's where I was thinking we were.
No, that was a room that looked
Okay.
like it had been set up as like a last stand.
Got
basically.
it. Got it.
This is just a room that continues into a hallway after the room is over.
Got it.
That's
So,
right. You don't go on.
It's okay. So with that, Drolish draws her blade after making sure the blood's on her real good.
Rehydrate the blood.
Smear it real good.
And
I can
She
create water
kinda-
and hydrate that for you.
Okay.
I can do that by myself.
Here's a little flavor
Okay.
where Cassandra put the handprint. It's not like on your bicep or anything. It's
No.
right on your hand.
I'm not going
so
to metaphor.
Mm-hmm.
the blood of your companions is helping you swing your sword.
Oh, I like that a lot. Fuck yeah.
And
Okay.
so-
So
She takes point and moves forward.
you guys move forward. 100 feet. The walls in this place are like buckled outward, like they've struggled to contain whatever came this way. There's blood and limbs of varying race now. It's not just orcs. There's like at least, pale skinned, dark skinned, red skinned.
This seems to be the point where they started running out of Drolish's followers. Gods, how many petty thieves and criminals died down here?
Apparently a lot. And
it looks like what they were facing was a big.
Noted.
you come to a portion of the hallway which is collapsed in.
Although I am proud of my men.
Well,
Wait, hold on. So like define collapsed in. Like it's like.
Like there is nothing but rubble in your way.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like it kind of just fell into like a fucking hole, like a void under down it. It was like,
We're going home!
I guess we're not going this direction any further.
Well,
I mean,
we could blow it up.
We could dislodge the stone.
would have been a great time for some goddamn bombs.
Hey, remember when we blew open?
Drolish just puts down her sword.
I'll be honest, I don't think explosives would be a good idea in here, considering that these walls alone are about ready to buckle from whatever forced its way through here.
Caster,
Not to mention the
Mucho
noise-
explosivo!
Caster, keep in mind, what you're seeing right now, the stone, isn't stone.
I'm not worried about that right now. We'll unpack that later.
We'll deal with our therapy issues once we're not in the tunnels anymore.
Currently, this looks like it's about to cave in as it is, and noise could draw whatever has been causing this carnage right to us.
As he's talking, Drolish is kind of in tunnel vision and is reaching into the rubble and actively pulling things out to clear a path.
Oh, hey, she's got an idea.
I'm in an explosion with Drolish. What are you doing?
Looks like she's digging.
She doesn't respond.
So,
how far could it go, right?
so how big do the chunks of rubble that we're looking at look like though? Does it look like fucking what
I
was
mean,
coming down on top of us when the building blew up, or is it like
there
manageable
are large
sizes?
stones, small stones. You guys really only need to make a path that's wide enough for you guys to squeeze through.
Which is what she's doing.
I could help with that for a time. +1 strength, I could do something.
All right.
Caster sets himself and helps Drolish.
I need everyone to make a. Let me see. I'm sorry. Okay.
Would it be a fortitude save?
I need everyone to roll a strength check.
Who's helping, or just in general?
Anyone who's
Everyone
helping.
who's helping.
Castle will be the
Well,
eye and make sure nothing.
Jesus.
So
Yeah,
this is
I'm-
a D20 plus your strength.
I'm far too,
Would you roll a 1?
I got a 4. This die is going in timeout. I'm not doing a reroll, but that die is going in timeout.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think any of us are actually helping.
I rolled a 27.
Okay.
Alright, so
I don't-
Drolish.
yeah.
I'm not helping.
So Drolish has got this.
Cora is busy looking at things around the room and, like, taking turns, like, kind of consulting, like, looking at the sand shifter and just holding her hand over her eye patch, like, just thinking about it.
Roll a strength check for Galahad,
So
because Galahad does help.
Pyra kind of like ambles up to the pile of rubble we have ahead of us,
17.
and like she sees Drolish like feverishly going at this, and she's like actually really getting work done, and she kind of is just like, and she like moves some of the smaller stones aside, but she like she really doesn't help. She accomplishes nothing.
That's a 20 from Galahad.
Okay, so
Unnatural, but
I need both Galahad and Drolish to roll a fortitude save.
that's not very good.
Caster is unwilling to move his rock brethren,
I rolled a 22.
his stony boys.
Galahad rolled a 4.
You can take a reroll if you like.
We have 4 left.
Should we?
I honestly don't know if that's entirely a good idea.
I'm anticipating the worst that happens here is he becomes, what is it, exhausted?
Fatigued.
Fatigued, and then after that.
And
would
then
be-
exhausted. So the worst that happens from this is he becomes fatigued, which isn't the end of the world. I would say rerolls for stuff that would be the end of the world.
Yeah.
What is this rock made out of?
I mean, it's just
Rock.
heavy.
Give me a second.
It's made of rock.
He's like trying to. And Pyra has given up. Pyra just
Drolish.
stepped back. She's like,
Drolish pauses, reaches one over with one hand, and helps.
Good job, Drolish.
So,
You're a real hero.
yeah.
We'll chalk
I'm
it up
just
to the
gonna-
armor
I'm just gonna
inhibiting
hold
it.
that L.
Alright. So, Galahad gets a good way through helping and then stops and becomes fatigued. If you would like to continue digging at this wall, you've made solid progress, but I will need you to make another fortitude save.
He's just going.
Galahad, you okay?
She's fucking
Yeah,
gold.
I'm just tired. It's a lot of rock.
Take
I
a
don't
rest,
have-
little one.
There's a number of rocks.
Here, and I'm gonna reach.
I just realized that Galahad's model, does he have arms?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not a drake, he has a true dragon.
24.
We
That
got
was
20
one of
fibers.
I'll actually reach and grab the wand of lesser restoration, which does have 50 uses, right?
Yeah.
And I'll just tap them on the head, and the fatigue goes away because lesser restoration does that.
Okay, so, yeah.
Oh, so if we've got that to work with, we could actually make some progress on this wall. Because if we start getting tired, we just.
Here, just take a rest. I'll try my hand at this.
You want to make another one of those saves, Drolish?
She did. She got a 24.
I'm
Oh, a third one.
Oh, goddamn.
Sure, I'll do it.
That's a 5 strength check.
You don't have a plus to strength either, do you?
Actually, no. That's just a flat 4.
Oh, yeah.
Roll 4 to save.
23.
Okay. Yeah. So, Drolish pushes one more stone out of the way. And there is a roughly 4-foot passage. It goes up some, and then there's a portion where the stone supports up against the wall, holds the rest of the rubble up that you guys can get through. As you push the last stone out of the way, I need everyone to make a perception check.
I have given up on these. What does that say?
26.
That says 18.
Oh, I got an 18.
Oh.
Oh, no, that's a 9. No, that's an 18.
13.
Drolish rolled a 24.
1 second, let Cass roll because fuck.
She fuck.
And Erna.
Erna does not need to make this check.
23.
Oruna.
How is Erna doing before we get into this, by the way?
I will have an answer for you in a moment.
Oruna.
So,
Orna's does sound too.
who rolled above a 17?
I did.
I did.
1, 2, you also did?
Yes.
Did Caster? No. You? Okay. What did Erna roll?
You said Erna didn't have to roll.
Yeah, you said Erna didn't need to make this check.
That's right. Okay. So,
Oh, Galahad also needs to roll 19 on die.
okay. So, as Drolish begins pushing at the last stone, all the hair on Erna stands up. Erna gets 5 times bigger, maximum cat boofage.
Easy boy.
And begins growling, and then Drolish pushes the last stone out of the way.
Oh.
And I need you to make a will save real quick.
Okay.
Just you. God damn it.
I'm not fucking holding that.
Double 4s.
I guess you are fucking holding that. You should put that die in timeout.
No, this is my die.
But, I mean, it's been
Your
fucking-
die doesn't like you.
No, my die's actually been rolling perfectly evenly. I mean, it just gave me a 17 and a 19.
Correct, but it's still fucking you right now when times are dying.
I trust it won't kill me.
They're not that dire, right? Are you rolling a third?
Up to you guys.
I say
I
we
would
should
save
save it.
those. Just
Honestly, save those.
save them. Just save them.
I don't partake
Actually,
in the
no,
reroll
I mean,
committee.
are we sure about this? Because at the start of battle, and though, Amy, I did want to point out, I did win. I can't. I did win my will save. I did win my will save today. I did roll for that earlier.
This ain't that. And also, under extenuating circumstances, you can be forced to make a save again.
Yeah.
And
okay.
considering the narrative strength of your weapon, I am the DM. What I say goes.
No, I'm just, I'm not trying to rules lawyer you here. I'm just saying, I did do that, but when I fail will saves at the start of battles, that's usually because I'm no longer going to be at the
Like it
controls.
has the perfect amount of wax.
We also have an hour in the session left, so.
It's up to you guys. If you say don't do it, I don't do it. Like I won't do it. But that.
Let's save those. For
Again, I don't necessarily partake in the reroll committee. I'm on a leave of absence from the council.
Are we
Reroll.
gonna go an extra 30 minutes because traffic was bad today?
We
Sure.
can.
That's
Okay,
so an hour and a half.
awesome. So,
Alright, but I'm holding my 4, which becomes 16.
you all see, for a moment, you are standing in a tube of this like red fleshy substance, and the blockage that was just cleared is not stone. It looks like thick rendered fats, like that have been dug through and pried away and pulled to the side. And when that happens, there's this great constriction that all of you feel, and then this rush forward in your direction of like wind. Sorry. And as this is happening, you can't help yourself, Cora, but to take off your eye patch. And like, you drop to your knees, and as this vision fades out for all of you, like, it stays with Cora. Like, the image is just burned into your mind, and it is stuck with you now. Like, if you close your true sight eye, you see it with your normal eye.
What is that vision?
I'm in
Just of the meat room.
this meat tube.
Yes.
This is like in Binding of Isaac, we're in the utero stage.
Oh jeez, George
Yeah.
just dug out meat.
Yeah, that's why. That's what I was saying earlier. You're not moving stone right now. You think that's air you're breathing?
Are you breathing?
You
You're actually
believe-
bleeding red blood cells.
You believe in
Can I have
oxygen?
another page from that little notebook there?
You know that water you're drinking right now? That's not water. That's what's the acid in the stomach?
Butt muck.
Blood muck.
Butt muck.
What's the acid in the stomach? Gastric acid.
That's
Yeah, it's gastric acid.
That's a gastric acid you're drinking.
that's jaundice juice, you fool. I'm gonna remove your
Good, I
organs
don't wanna
in
be here
alphabetical
anymore.
order.
But
Is there a bloody page in this thing that has not been used?
Millennials
I have a
only,
message.
Shite.
You need a piece of
millennials
paper?
only hate anti-vaxxers because they're jealous that they don't get to die as soon.
am I still me right now?
Teenagers in
still you.
2019.
Okay.
Thank God
You're
I
the
have
sword.
said vaccine.
The sword does make it a point, though, like, I could have spared you this.
Shut up.
Okay. I need to take my phone, and I need to look something up, but I can take questions.
Is everything gonna be okay?
That is a difficult question to answer at this time.
What? Just going along with the music.
Yeah, you see Cora just like holding her hand over her eye, just like. Yeah. And
What
when I open my
hell?
eye and it's now I now see it. I see the world as it truly is.
Yes.
What in the 9 hells was that?
You see the world. You see what I see now.
Well, I mean,
Sounds
it didn't
gross.
look normal,
And it's
but
not going away from me now.
Roll a D100.
That's gross.
all of us or just her?
Just her.
47. Just like the Hitman.
401.
So, here, I will write this out.
It's a catch
47,
40.
comma, agent.
It's a catch 44 right there. It's like a catch 22 times 2. It's the Steve Carell.
And I would say that Drolish takes a few steps forward. Drolish just wants this done.
Cass kind of gets down on her knees and touches the floor. It feels like stone to me.
It's not.
I'm sure it's not.
We are very well aware of that at this point.
So, you actually are not as concerned. Like, I'll give you this piece of paper and you'll understand.
Okay.
Feels like we're inside something.
I feel like that was already established.
Well, more what I was getting at is I'm growing increasingly concerned that the thing we're in here to kill is the thing we're in. And that is going to be difficult.
It's always sunny in Ava. Party gets bored.
It's like the scene in Star Wars where Han Solo starts shooting the ground
I have a knife.
asteroid.
Yeah.
If
Just
the
like-
vision that I had when we were fighting that gaseous jellyfish was of something that looked like a heart, that would seem to insinuate that we may be inside a thing that is like
Oh,
what we're after.
Are you insinuating that we're inside the heart?
I'm
No.
saying that we're inside
We
a
are
thing,
inside.
and what we are heading towards might be the heart.
We are seeing like
And if we can destroy the heart, maybe we'll.
I mean, generally, if you kill something's heart, it has no blood flow, and if there's no blood flow, then
Some things don't rely on a blood flow, and some things have more than one heart.
we are in the very beast we've been here. We've been sent here to kill, I believe.
That
Wait
was
a minute.
the
What?
end of what I was trying to
You see everything with that meat, don't you? That's just what you see now.
Yeah.
Look at the idol.
The idol we left that behind. didn't
And I look up at the idol because we're still in that room with the pillar.
I thought we went beyond the room.
You're
We
a
did
bit
slightly.
beyond it. Hold on.
But we can still go backtrack back
Yeah.
to the room.
Yeah, okay. And Cora just like stops what she's doing and starts walking back. Someone follow me, please.
Me.
I'm going too. I don't think we should split the party. Come on, guys. We'll come back to here.
Joel isn't going anywhere. I'll stay with her.
All right.
she's taking
safe.
point.
Joel is just
Sorry,
squared
I
up
have
against.
to like write out a lot because I did not pre-prepare this. But
No worries.
Joel is just squared up against whatever's on the other side of the flesh tube.
All right. I'll leave Erna with you. All right. I'll leave Erna with you.
I don't think Erna likes me.
Erna doesn't have disfavorable
Also,
opinions of any of you guys.
Did you hear my comment towards that too?
What?
Just it's
Oh,
always
they'll pass
sunny in
on.
Ava. The party gets bored.
Yeah, I heard.
Oh.
Erna.
I think I made that joke earlier.
Oh, you did?
Even before it was confirmed.
That was like yesterday, wasn't it? Or
Yeah.
last session.
It was last
Oh, yeah,
session. I think I made a vor joke.
We also made a vor joke when Joel was getting eaten by the worm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We make a lot of war jokes.
Vor is a
We
fun
are-
thing.
Time to vor some
We
water.
are disgusting human beings. It's time for pizza war.
Oh god.
Pencil vor, am I right?
And if you were in third
You
grade,
do
yes.
realize that I'm pretty sure that the whole pizza vor thing was not a play on voring, but more a play on carnivore and herbivore.
Oh no, I'm aware. It's
Oh,
still fun.
No.
Okay, just making sure.
I
I'm
choose
well
to
aware,
believe it
it's
was
still-
a play on vor.
I agree.
I mean, it very well could be.
It's a lot funnier that way.
As you guys set off towards the idol again, Pyro starts humming.
Oh, great.
Pyro, what are you humming? Could you fucking stop?
Joel just growls over her shoulder.
Finally.
Pyro! It gets quieter.
It gets quieter, but the humming is still there.
Thank you.
It is noticeably dimmed.
It's like if Pyro went up to a wall and like did the dimming on the light. It was kind of like, is that what it was? humming?
She's breathing at a rhythm.
Fair enough. And Droll to that point, she's kind of like. Really showing blue.
She really hates the color blue, huh?
She fucking hates the color blue.
Why does she hate the color blue?
It gives her a headache.
Man, the sky must suck, huh?
Well, yeah. So does the sun.
You like that?
Yeah.
That laugh is like the best.
sorry that took so long.
You're good.
Give it to me, Matt.
Let me give you that.
There's only 3 things you need to know about me. I like my job. I love Astrid. And the color blue gives me a headache.
Okay.
Oh no.
But you are not as upset as you originally appear. So, anyways, you guys return to the island. Who all is going? Cora,
Cass.
Cass,
The two
And
the two
Caster.
Casses.
In Caster.
They
Cora,
stay.
Cass, Caster,
Ernest-
Drolish, Pyra, and Erna stay at the where the flesh tube was broken up at.
Okay.
God, how like it fits.
Galahad, by the way, all of the spines on his back are standing up, or their back, and they come with you, Cora, and they're like, "It's gonna be okay."
And what does Jacko have to say? Does he have any input here?
Nope.
Nope.
Teeth chattering.
Cora just like
There's just a slow and steady
puts her hand
coming out.
on Galahad's head, just like.
And it's not like the one that we know to love. It's the one where he's actually afraid. Like,
It's
So-
like the grimace. It's basically like a grimacing, just.
You guys return to the idol, and Cora, for you, there are these live tentacles that are like pulsing with each beat in the background that you've been hearing each time, like you've been seeing these brief flickers of whatever it is that you've been seeing until now, and they pulsate along with that beat. You also hear the droning of whatever it is that you've been hearing this entire time, like those trumpets. And they are holding this crystal, this octahedron-shaped crystal, and contained within are like gas clouds and swirling stars, and it's this like pitch black obsidian crystal. And also, what is going to happen is I'm gonna need the ones who showed up, Galahad included, to make a perception check. I'm sorry I've had to make so many of these.
19 from Cora.
It's fine. It's making
I'm just fucking terrible at these.
it's
today.
making it apparent to me that I need a wisdom bonus.
26.
19 from Cora.
I'm just rolling
Galahad.
garbage.
26? 26.
Galahad's
I'm
a
gonna start
13.
putting ranks into perception.
Galahad rolls a 13.
I have no wisdom bonus.
What did you roll, Cass?
I got a total of 8.
So,
Caster is a rock. He's
everyone who rolled higher than 10 originally, man.
Not a high
I'm
DC.
just not seeing everything.
So
The only
you
thing you
will
saw-
see, you will see this.
The only thing you saw, it was directly told to you that you saw.
So, the
Oh boy.
corpses in the room
Oh boy.
that were in the room have amalgamated into a vague approximation of the shape of the shade that bashed Cassandra's head in.
so I see that.
You all see that, except for Caster. But it is so like the reason I had you roll this perception check was because this thing charges. Everyone who succeeded on their perception check can take one single action before initiative is rolled.
Okay.
This thing will also get to take one action before initiative is rolled.
Surprise.
Are we also rolling initiative where we're at?
Yes, but
Okay.
it will take you guys 2 rounds to get where they are.
Okay.
Okay, then if it's gonna take them
So
2
it's going
rounds,
to
then
take-
I'm not gonna send Galahad back like I was planning to.
It's going to. So we have one action that we can do,
Yes.
and it will charge.
You see it turn and notice, you guys. It has this flesh, staff that is covered in flesh that is trying to make the shape of the staff you saw, and there's this bone that has been contorted and welded with other bones to like make the solid portion of it, and the rest of it is just like teeth and nails and hair just strewn about as like flesh has congealed into its vague form.
Hey Amy, how
Yeah.
tall was it?
12 feet tall. Why?
That's unfortunate.
How big do you need it to be?
Well, no, it's unfortunate for that thing. So as it charges, Cora just holds up her hand, like does this, and then drops it, and I cast Create Pit.
Okay. What level spell is that?
Create Pit is a 2nd level spell.
Okay.
Let's set us up with some combat music, Matt.
What kind of common music we digging?
Just
I've
anything
got
from Darkest.
something.
Oh,
You
you
got
got something.
We'll use the infested chopper battle from Devil May Cry 2.
No, I think I know exactly what
Well,
she's
while,
about
while
to
we're
play.
while we're doing this, does one of you guys want to refill its oil?
I gotcha.
It's still kind of embery, so be careful. Also, that's surprising.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal with that candle is. It's got plenty of wax in it.
It's the mental state candle.
It's the Pyro's sanity candle.
I think it's because there's maybe because most of the whisk is in the wax.
Most of the wick is in the wax.
So I guess that's just what's remaining. So the sanity candle, basically.
Yes. It took Caster absolutely no time to be like, so, what you humming there?
And it took.
Asked in a way that could be, like,
Yeah,
subtly
your phone
misconstrued as
blows.
stop
The best
doing
way to
that.
operate it when it's in that position is just to
What
leave
are you
it
humming?
flat on its back.
It's a pretty tune.
It's a pretty tune.
I mean,
Also,
Hey, maybe
Because
don't
if
do
you
that
move it that
anymore.
also I'm surprised.
He didn't mean it that way, but
Her sense motive isn't high enough to have determined that.
I am surprised that
and my phone
It took
particularly
George that
only
long.
buzzes when it is.
like at first like it's a coping thing.
Yeah, whenever
And
it's
it's like okay, this is starting to piss me
that
off.
kind of position.
Alright, you need to stop coping. Just go insane like me.
Joel's actually doing pretty good.
This might be it.
All things considered.
Give it a second.
And the
Coping
elf,
well, despite the horrors all around.
and also the elf she took the beginning of the session.
yeah, I've been curious about that. I think I know what it is.
Thank.
Is that it?
I'm
Oh
not-
yeah, that mysterious L that you took.
Yes.
The mystery L.
Yeah, this is about from yours.
This doesn't sound pleasant.
It's not.
I imagine.
Wait, so this thing is made up of the corpses.
Yep.
Not
The
gonna-
corpses.
Polish is not going to have a good time.
No.
Yeah, but it's not your problem at the moment.
At the
So,
moment.
It'll be your problem in 2 rounds.
So, this
Can I
thing,
yell?
This thing gets a reflex saving throw.
I imagine we're
Madness.
probably going to hear a commotion.
At the very least, you hear the sound of each or stone.
Bitch.
This is gonna be a real test of seeing how quickly we can get through combat.
Bitch.
This is gonna be interesting. Is this gonna be more reminiscent to Rocket Tiger now?
Okay.
We'll see how much like Rocket Tag this is like, but you guys are still a couple levels from proper Rocket Tag.
Yeah, no, we're in like a cheap imitation of Rocket Tag right now. Where like a couple of us have
So,
some cool
wait,
stuff
I know.
that we can burn at the beginning of combat before things become a struggle.
What does Pit do?
It makes a
It
pit.
creates a pit.
Create pit as a spell. Create a 10 foot by 10 foot extra dimensional hole with a depth of 10 feet for 10 feet per 2 caster levels. So in this case, it's a 30-foot drop.
Oh, so it's dropping 30 feet and I have to climb out of it.
And
If
I'm
he
gonna
fails
make
the-
that, and I'm gonna make that real fucking hard.
If he fails the reflex save.
That's not quite perfect.
Since it extends into another dimension, the pit has no weight and does not
Maybe to
otherwise
erase
displace
that?
original underlying material. Create the pit in the deck of a ship, blah 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 blah. Any creature standing in the area where you first conjured the pit must make a reflex saving throw to jump to safety in the nearest open space. In addition, the edges of the pit are sloped, and any creature ending its turn on a square adjacent to the pit must make a reflex saving throw with a +2 bonus to avoid falling into it. Creatures subjected to an effect intended to push them into the pit, such as a bull rush, do not get the saving throw to avoid falling if they are affected by the pushing effect. Creatures who fall into the pit take falling damage as normal. The pit's coarse stone walls have a climb DC of 25. When the duration of the spell ends, creatures within the hole rise up at the bottom of the pit until they are standing on the surface over the course of
How
a
big
single
is the
round.
pit? How wide?
It is 10 foot by 10 foot.
10 foot by 10 foot per caster level.
No. 10 foot by 10 foot wide, 10 foot long, 30 feet deep.
Oh.
You asked me how tall he was.
Oh, how big is he? Huge. So that's
Bigger than 10 feet.
Not gonna be enough.
that ain't gonna be enough there. Never mind.
You could put a pit under one of his feet and he kind of stumbles.
Yeah, oh.
So
guys are at this end, by the way.
We should probably mark that with, you know.
Not you, the lamp.
Maybe show some
Cass is here, and there's. Alright. And Galahad.
Alright, I'm gonna cast a different spell then. Alright? I wouldn't run at this guy.
Charge him.
I'm gonna cast a spell called Sleet Storm.
Alright.
Sleet Storm is a 3rd level spell.
Preemptively give me an initiative roll.
It creates a 40-foot radius cylinder, and I'm centering it. I'm centering it right, either right around here somewhere.
Draw that circle for me.
You got it. Any creature can walk within or through the area at half normal speed with a DC 10 acrobatics check. Failure means that it can't move by round, while failure by 5 or more means that it falls. It doesn't deal any damage, but it's going to stop it as it charges. Like, it's going to slow it down a lot as it charges towards us.
Okay. Where is Cass gonna be? I'll have Cass be here.
Okay, it's a 40-foot.
I'm going to call it Bohij.
It's a 40-foot cylinder, so 5, 10.
I'd race where the pit would have been also.
That's not the pit, that's the pillar in the middle.
Oh, okay.
Tyler, how heavy's Pyra?
Are you planning to throw Pyra?
She is 126 pounds.
I'm debating that, so she'll be closer.
Just chuck Pyra at the rest of the party.
5, 10,
Yeah,
By the cars.
5, 10, 15,
No, I
20,
got a fastball special.
25, 30, 35, 40. Ow.
honestly, wait.
5'5", 126 shapely pounds.
Shapely.
She carries.
It would be dope if in midair you would be able to cast like a scorching ray. But no, she's most likely going to run and meet you.
I
Oh
take
boy.
that it does.
Well, I'm going to
And
pretend that Pyra doesn't know that.
So
129 pounds?
Huh?
that's a that's a badly misshapen
129?
circle, but that's a
126.
40-foot radius circle there of fuck you, you're not coming close.
So is that a web? Or-
No,
It's
like, and what happens is like there are like these sparks issue forth from Cora's arm, and there's this strike of lightning, and these like storm clouds start whipping up in intensity, like from around her, like, and the area, like they start swirling around in this area, and instantly this this extremely heavy snowfall starts happening. That's like razor ice.
Oh, so it's a blizzard.
Oh.
Yeah.
What do you do, Cass?
What do I do?
Yes.
Does that restrict visibility any?
Does not.
Okay, cool.
Okay, what does Cass do? Cass is gonna shoot.
Shoost.
Is going to shoost it. And is gonna do, is this considered undead because it's a bunch
It's
of dead
made
bodies?
of undead, maybe? I think it's kind of more of just a
Okay, just wanted to make
thing.
sure.
This one isn't.
This one is not.
You have
So-
received insight into the true nature of the world.
Throw the cat.
I'm just gonna
Cats
assume,
always land on their feet.
Okay.
I'm just gonna assume that this thing is evil.
Yeah.
No, my dagger! I haven't used my dagger since I
figured.
got it.
Who are you gonna kill? That's a good guy.
I should have fucking stabbed her!
Who?
I should have stabbed her in the library.
But you don't know if she was good or not.
I mean, yeah.
It would have still been a fucking sneak attack backstab.
But also she was able to cast Delayed Fireball, 7th level spell.
Stab a bitch in the neck, she's
It's gonna
still
be
gonna
double
bleed.
shot, by the way.
Yeah, but it
Wouldn't have one shot a serious
like,
point.
Oof, ow, eesh, ah.
Ooh, owie, ooh, my
Does that
bones.
not require a full round action to do?
I don't think so.
Drink.
Well, don't worry about it.
Gave
I'll
him
let
some
you-
bone hurting
Go ahead.
juice.
That's gonna be 25.
She starts giving
Okay.
me hands. I'm just
Touch
like,
AC you're trying to beat with this thing is 18.
Interesting.
oh boy.
So that's the
This
first
is
shot.
where I start missing.
The first shot hits. It's the second shot hit.
It's Surprising that it has a touch AC of 18 despite being that large.
Yeah, that is interesting. It also kind of gives a little bit of a testament to how high its actual AC is.
Jesus.
Oh God.
Yeah, its dex bonus is 6. Or 18. Or 8. Its dex bonus is 8. I don't know where I got 6 from.
Its touch
Dex
AC.
bonus is 8 from?
Because touch is 10 plus your dex bonus.
Natural armor also figures.
Oh, natural armor.
Oh yeah.
But if it has natural armor, we get our slashing damage bonus.
Ah yes.
Well, also if it has any dodge bonus to AC, like if it has any feats that give it a
It takes
dodge.
23 damage.
Okay, it takes 23 damage, you said?
Who's going to track Bohij?
It's bludgeoning and piercing.
You want to track this one, Cass?
Okay.
Sure, I'll track Bohij.
Bohij.
And this thing, this storm is going to last 7 rounds.
Okay. How much damage does this storm do?
0. It is strictly battlefield control.
And what all does it make him do?
He needs to make an acrobatics check to even move.
Okay.
It's DC. Like
And before he does a fucking pro acrobat leap, like
he
a
needs
gymnast,
to,
just
And before it just sloshes and avoids everything.
a creature can walk within or through the ice, the area of sleep, half normal speed with a DC 10 acrobatics check, which I imagine he'll probably pass. But failure means that he can't move, and DC of 5. And if he rolls less than 5, he falls on his ass.
Sorry, so what DC is this acrobatics
10.
check?
10 to even move at half speed.
and if he fails by 5 or more, then he falls.
Looking for his skills here.
He looks like Ogre Tekken from behind.
Okay, his acrobatics is not spectacular. He may succeed. Barely. So, what happens if he succeeds?
Half speed.
Half speed.
Wait, hold on. Didn't Galahad get an action too?
So, even though Galahad rolled above, Galahad is delaying his action.
Probably gonna be saving the action for whenever it gets close enough to fire breath, well, lightning breath.
Jibo.
Okay. So it can only move 5, 10, 15, and then I can double that with charge. 5, 10, 15. And that's as far as he can get.
He's big. He's a big boy. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh Lord, he coming!
So,
Oh Lord, he coming.
and he can't, like, regardless of save, he can't move anything but half speed inside the zone.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Hard to control.
So I think we need to do is kite him around.
Galahad shock breaths this guy. Galahad moves up and shock breaths this guy.
Oh.
What's the range on that?
Galahad's shock breath is. Do you want Galahad's character sheet?
No. You will run him for the rest of this combat.
Okay.
There was just one thing he was going to do. So Galahad sees this thing like charging up on Korra, and Galahad, like, his wings flap once and he's airborne, and then he leaps with his back feet off of Korra's shoulders in front of her to, like, do this breath attack.
Okay. Anyway, that's a 20-foot cone. DC 15. Dex. To dodge. 2d10 damage.
But what's the range?
20 foot.
feet.
Yeah,
5, 10, 15. Okay, it'll hit.
just enough. That's
And
some good shit.
what's the D? Well, I rolled a 1.
Way to go, Galahad! 18 damage!
The
What
kid-
type? Electricity?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, mark that damage down.
The
Whoever's-
kiddo do the hiddo.
80.
18.
So this thing, like, jitters for a second as, like, all of the unfamiliar muscle mass that doesn't belong together, like, twitches. It looks like... Has anyone played Dead Space?
Yes.
Do you know the enemies with the damaged stasis modules that makes them,
oh,
like...
God. Twitchers.
Oh, yeah.
I
It's
hate
like
those
that.
guys.
God, I don't like those at all.
So now we roll initiative?
Yes!
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 Show me your move! Show me your move!
5. I got it.
I got the 16.
I got a 20 total.
Okay.
What's your. What do you get?
11.
11 total. 20
I'm gonna roll
total.
15. You already have my 15.
Hey, since we talked about it before, do you want to give me a. Do you want a bonus or shall I have it? It's 2 initiative. It's just a +2.
Ooh, so who is?
What did Erna get, Matt?
I'm gonna roll
What
this
did you get?
d20
And you got 15
for the rest of this combat.
You go.
No, I got 19.
Okay. Wait,
Oh.
Wait, what?
I said
She's
I'm-
rolling the big d20.
You will know when things are happening.
So,
God.
Meeting.
Oh, has someone dropped something?
so that's
So
a 7 plus 4 for me. You and I are both at 11.
Okay, so
I'm sorry to cock block you on your pit idea, by the way.
No, it's fine.
top of our round is Drolish.
If he's not, if he's big, too big, he's too big.
20 total.
Galahad also needs to roll.
Oh, well, hold on. That might change them.
Galahad rolls 21,
Okay, so 21 total Galahad.
and I need to roll a recharge die for Galahad as well.
And you
Lightning
rolled
breath comes back in 3 rounds.
19 in total, yes.
What did Galahad roll?
Galahad
21.
rolled a 21.
Go
Gal-
Galahad.
Yeah, fucking Galahad is doing it.
He's putting in some work.
And the next, I think, is a 16 for me.
So,
And then Erna rolled a 15.
paranoid,
So 16
Stalwart.
for Pyra.
Paranoid, stalwart, irrational, abusive, fearful.
15 for Erna.
Abusive.
And then
Both of them got 11, and I'm pretty sure her dex bonus is higher.
And meanwhile, Galahad has powerful.
What's the abusive?
Stress damage on the rest of the party, and also maybe hitting them.
Yep.
So, both Cora and
What did you say Caster has?
Caster had 11.
Stalwart.
Yeah.
That's a virtue.
I want to point out I have that will bonus because I did the hand thing with her, so I don't feel like I should be paranoid.
Yeah, maybe
I
you
don't know what
haven't.
this voice is.
Maybe you haven't been afflicted yet.
Oh, you believe in voices?
Pretty high stress though.
Okay.
Affected.
So, what does Galahad do?
Galahad is going to, with their turn. I should have had it up until the thing.
You can roll the recharge on his breath, by the way.
Oh, I already did. Comes back in 3 rounds.
You're not wrong, Matthew. It's very aggressive celloing.
I'm going to have Galahad fly to Caster and prepare to use Draconic Defender.
Okay.
Caster, here, blaster.
After Galahad's turn, it is Drolish's turn. So
I want to see the big chop.
I swear to God, if you fucking throw me.
So Drolish.
I swear to God, if you fucking
Yeah,
throw
I
me.
was not
Throws a
expecting.
sharp,
I want to see
sharp
the big
whistle
chop.
for Erna to run beside her, assuming that she'll listen.
Yeah, you hear
Erna will.
sound of
Erna will
make an
listen.
animal handling roll.
Erna is a he.
Yeah.
you hear the sound of lightning and
There's a sound of what it would sound like if meat could roar. And then there is lightning and gunshots.
And what skill is that?
Animal handle. Animal handle.
It's handle animal.
Handle.
handling.
No, yeah, correct. But
Wait,
I
hold
mean,
on.
like, with the
Mandible
with the,
handables.
with the
Animal. Bandable.
abilities.
Van Ham.
animal handling
that's-
is a wisdom save.
That should be the name
Yeah.
of the skill.
And
You
the
also
name of
you
the
have to
charisma.
have that trained. You can't make
Yeah,
that
that's
trained.
an
I have
animal.
it trained.
Oh, you have it trained?
Yeah, she got it.
I'm a barbarian.
No, that just means it's a class skill that you have it ranked in.
No, she's got
Yes.
ranks in it.
Okay, then that's what it means for it to be trained.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, anything with an asterisk next to it means that you have to have training in
14.
I'll be damned.
sleight of hand, linguistics.
Erna is not going to listen to you because you are not his owner.
He is running to his owner.
Seeing that, she just
Oh.
rolls her eyes and then points towards the party that they're in trouble and starts running.
What is Erna's move speed?
Erna's move speed is 30 with
And
the armor.
where are you, Pyro?
I mean, I was behind you, at the entranceway to the
Got
passage
it.
that you had started digging. I swear to
She-
fucking God,
she's just
I
so-
have a plan.
What is your plan?
Fireball.
You don't know where we are.
I can see you guys.
No, you
Fireball
can't.
has a range of 300 feet, Matt.
Yes, but here's the thing. There's darkness that permeates 20 feet in front of you.
You guys can see the crackling of the lightning.
You
Yeah.
can see the lightning, but you can't see us.
I'll throw a fireball towards the lightning.
You'll hit us.
That's still how big?
The
is
lightning's
it?
back fucking here.
No, it's right. It was right here.
No, this is an entire storm of lightning. This is a storm.
It's a storm.
It's a blizzard.
of ice.
It's a
The
storm.
lightning came from Korra.
The lightning.
Galahad.
Oh.
Oh, and Galahad casting breath.
Okay.
She's a weather cleric, and Galahad's a
It's
time
not like
breath.
Well, she described it as lightning.
It's not like she can yeet you
I
like
mean, there's lightning.
the entire. Well,
It also will get you closer, so you can have another action. You can
Correct.
do your shit
Correct.
faster.
so what Drolish
Do
does,
what
she
faster?
sheaths
Cast
a
a spell,
sword,
get there faster. You have 2
and
rounds until you get
without
there.
saying anything, takes hold of Pyra, hoists her up.
What
and
the fuck?
starts moving.
What the fuck?
Starts moving forward.
What the fuck are you doing?
Don't worry about it. And then he quickly
What
gets
the fuck?
cut and the fastball special. And then goes to yeet her as a fastball special. And now I'm
Alright.
gonna roll strength. Do I roll strength for that?
You don't have to, but Pyra has to make an acrobatics check to land on her.
I don't have anything in acrobatics except a +2 from my dex.
8.
So I
10.
didn't
10.
land.
I'd always take a reroll.
No, I'm good, thanks.
Well, I mean, hey, now you're in range.
No,
Cool.
it's not the whole distance of the hall.
It probably took
The
off.
whole
We
reason
were
you-
100 feet up the fucking hall, which was why I was
I
perfectly
saved
content.
you around.
You did not.
Oh.
She failed.
Oh, right.
It'll
she
take
failed.
just as long. There's no punishment, but it did not
Well,
have the intended effect.
It probably would have.
You, however, are delayed a round because you took an action to throw her.
yeah.
So it will take you 3 rounds to arrive now.
Okay.
She stands up and dusts herself off. She's like, never do that again.
No promises.
Pyra hits the ground uncomfortably and there's all this shifting. Fuck!
Fuck you.
So
Hell! Fucking weed!
after Joel's turn,
Seth Rogen. Fucking weed!
it is this thing's turn.
Ah.
And it charges again
Ah.
at Pyra.
Wait,
Or not Pyra.
Runs past everyone.
Fuck you guys! At Cora.
okay, yeah. Oh, shit.
Hold on.
What's your AC?
18.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Would that trigger an attack of opportunity?
Hold on.
No, because he's.
He moved into combat range, not through it.
Yep. So. Yeah, you're gonna take some damage here. Let me roll this.
Hold on.
Also,
Wait, hold on. We're holding on.
Okay, never mind. You're not adjacent.
however much damage you've written down for him,
Yeah.
reduce it by 5.
Reduce it by 5.
The flesh on this thing.
Oh, it's regenerative.
Yes.
Oh,
Very good.
cool. It's
So
raw.
Flesh is willing.
Heals 5 each round.
flesh is willing,
Where's the pencil that I?
but the body is weak.
It's gone down. 41.
Okay. You take 24 damage.
Ah.
Ouch.
As this thing slams into you with this staff, and you hear the crack of bone, and the staff bends backwards before it forces itself back forwards, and the flesh recombines the bone.
It's just just flies out in pain and then spits out blood.
So as the staff hits you, the portion of it before the break reaches out and grabs around your neck.
Oh. Am I grappled?
Yes.
I see.
We really need to do something about enemies that can grapple, because that seems to be our sole shortcoming right now. Literally everything we have trouble with is grapple gloves.
25 damage. So, I
I have
took 20
no
damage
trouble
from
with
that.
grapple. I make one attack.
Well, in
anyway.
grappling you means nothing.
If grappling any of us means a lot more.
Like if Drolish gets grappled, it's bad news.
After that,
I should be going over my notes to make sure I'm doing max damaging.
And, okay, I need you to roll a d6 because this thing is suffocating you. 5. You take 5 more damage.
Ow.
Damn.
And I need you to make a reflex save.
God damn. Okay. Good at reflex save. At 16 plus 6.
22.
23.
Okay. So, as this
22.
thing is coiled around your neck, small vestigial tendrils try to work its way into your mouth and nose, and You take one hand that's like trying to pull this thing off your neck so you can breathe as you're like disgustingly gasping for air, and you rip the ones off of your face and like tear it away.
Okay.
So that's it. Its turn. It's Cassandra's turn.
Okay, Cat's gonna bang shoot him.
Shoot.
And this one's going to be deadly aim, so it's gonna have more of the
You
damage.
can make 3 attacks as long as you're standing still, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna make 3.
You
Call it a day!
do you have 3 bullets ready?
No, but it's,
Oh, you
reload's
reload
free action.
fast.
Skeet shoots some fuck boys.
So here's the first attack. That hits. Second attack.
First attack.
That's a nat 20. So I'm
Second
gonna confirm.
Confirm!
That's a confirm. And then this is
Critical
the
hit.
third attack.
And further attack.
That's another nat 20.
Do it! Do it! Do it!
That's a 19. So
Yeah! Back to back
Two
crits!
critical.
Oh, bitch!
Yeah!
Alright, so I'm
Amy
gonna
is
be
so happy. Holy shit.
2. So
Jesus
that's-
Christ.
I need a lot of
So bad, but I don't care.
4 more. Okay.
Second attack roll.
yes.
Critical.
Oh, that's some pirate dice right there.
And 2 more for the first shot.
Oh my god.
So I'm gonna roll the crit dice. I don't need those, but thank you very
I
much.
don't need to get those away from me, peasant.
Daddy
Oh,
needs
that's a good
a
roll.
new pair of
7, 8,
shoes.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22,
23.
23, 24, 25,
26. Matt,
26,
you're starting yourself on your own goddamn damage dice.
plus,
That's plus 15 because the Wayfinder is plus 5, right? No, it's not.
plus 4.
That'd be plus 12.
Plus, what's 18 times 2? Because
36.
doesn't this damage also get multiplied?
What do you mean that damage?
Well, this damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Is it a times 2 or a times 3 multiplier on that weapon?
times 2.
Okay, so yeah.
So 18 times
36.
36. So 36 plus the, how much was it?
God damn it, Matthew.
26. 36 plus the 26. Plus
62.
What are those dice?
the first shot.
Ah.
Let's see. 36 plus 26 plus.
Plus 9. So
71.
You know, I'm happy that Color of Madness gave us such good music.
actually, I was gonna say, could I just preemptively or retroactively say I did Beam the Sentinel too? Just add a little bit more.
Sure, go ahead.
No,
Sure.
no, I mean,
He hasn't described the attack yet.
Yeah.
I'll let him use the abilities.
Okay. So that's gonna be 3 more d6, which are also multiplied, by the way.
Why not? You'll need it.
Bang bang.
Pull that devil trigger, you dumb slut.
The second attack roll critical hit. Third attack
That's
also roll
9.
critical hit. Nice job, you fuck what? Drop die.
6 plus 6 more, so
15.
15.
86.
Oh my god.
86 damage.
I think that's the highest. I think that's the highest damage.
It's been the highest damage so far.
So, is that just one shot?
That was all
of
three.
them.
Okay.
That was all
You were
3.
about to say.
So here's the only heartbreaking part about that.
Okay.
Because that is 3 separate shots. That damage is reduced by 30.
Oh, wow.
10
Okay.
each time.
That'd be.
No, I have clustered shots. So it's only reduced by 10.
Oh! Oh! Wow!
Hey!
Fuck, I'm so
Yes.
wet right now. God!
76 damage.
So
76 goes on his counter.
what's 76 plus 41?
It's 76 plus 41 is 117.
Okay, so now that I've told you the truth, by the
Yeah.
way, that 41 is only like 20. Like 21.
76
21.
plus 21 is 97.
97. He's holding a fat 97 damage.
Damn. Okay.
Hit this thing. Wood shot is
Hey,
the
don't
beam of
don't
the
leave
set.
Tat. Don't leave Tat hanging.
Oh. Didn't even see. So the first 2 shots ring out. The first one is like a normal shot, and the second one's like it's like the air stops and it's like a vacuum on the second shot, then fires out, and it's kind of delayed. It's like a then it's like it ramps up again, and it's an even longer delay. And what that last one is a bright, brilliant neon blue laser that fires out, and they all follow right behind each other and hit sequentially.
So this thing gets hit once, and then again, and then a third time, and like a large mass of it is missing that like slowly starts to knit back together, but like it has become obvious that like the approximation of what it tries to be, it is struggling to hold that shape, and it's just kind of a malicious mass of meat presently. So after that stellar turn is Pyra's turn. So this has been your first turn so far, so it'll take you one more turn to get there. It'll take Drolish 2.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be malicious. I am sorry, Siri.
Would the snapping take up enough of my turn that I couldn't use my full round action to move? Like if I were trying to dash
do
there
that.
and also snap.
What, make yourself invisible?
Yes.
Oh, that's a free action.
Yeah, that's free. Okay, I didn't know if free actions would interrupt the.
You
Okay,
can do
yeah.
that while running.
Yeah. Erna, it will take Erna one more round to arrive, so on Erna's next turn, Erna will be here.
Okay, I'm just gonna preemptively place Erna there.
So I was going for the menacing snapping.
Nice. You dumb shit! You drop everything.
I'm just happy it wasn't
Okay.
the dice. It's really just my
It
favorite.
doesn't drop me in response to
Yeah.
previously wounded, does it?
I mean that she didn't say it was grievous wound. She just said
It is actually pretty badly wounded. Let me
Oh,
make
wow.
a save. Okay. Well, holy shit, though. That was a lot of damage.
Pyra
Yeah.
is the thing that like.
And whatever you just rolled, it's actually a 5.
Have you watched Umbrella
Wait.
Academy yet, Titi?
So
What?
Have you watched Umbrella Academy yet?
is that for movement? Because if that's for movement, it falls on its ass.
No, that was for maintaining the grapple.
Okay.
I think
Actually, yeah.
Do you want to save that so it just falls on its ass?
when it tries to move one time.
I mean, if it has even +1 on its acrobatics, it would still not fall on its ass.
That's true.
And I need to reroll Perseus.
Yeah, she did say it was not high. She didn't say it was 0.
13.
0 is not high though. Granted.
Now this is the session cast dies.
We also have like 30 minutes left in the session.
So, no.
No?
No. He does not have to make a save to. Oh god, there was just so much damage. Fuck it. He
No, I mean,
drops.
no. If it's not, it's not.
Okay.
I'd rather play within the rules.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's a standard action to break this grapple. You have to beat his CMD.
Yeah, no, but while
Probably
I'm
pretty
getting
high.
a good look at it, I'm going to take a move action, and I'm going to ID it, or I'm at least going to attempt to. I imagine it's an aberration.
It is an aberration.
Dungeoneering roll then. I hit the model. Fuck you.
Stop hitting the models.
I hit the model. There we go. 14. That I did roll a 15, but I also hit caster, and I felt like that would be dirty to take that.
That's fine.
So Dungeoneering is making a 12 skill.
Take 96 damage.
97.
Dungeoneering is 12 skill, so that's a fat 26 to ID it.
You do not know the name of this creature. You know that it is produced through magic. It is an imitation of another greater creature.
Oh.
You cannot recall the name at the moment. What I will tell you is it has fire resist 10, spell resist 24,
Ah,
sonic resist 10, immunity to acid and cold, a fortitude save of 13, reflex of 14, will of 13, 187 total health with fast healing 5, AC 25, touch AC 18, flat footed 20. Yeah, it's a thing.
so spell resistance is
24.
that's that's not resistance to damage. That's flat resistance to like this is
Spell.
this is damage. This is spell AC.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, so what does that mean?
Can you divide
Spell AC
something
is
for me?
then.
However much damage? What was that? 76?
No, spell resistance
76
doesn't apply to
divided by
Yeah, it doesn't apply to AoE spells.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
I don't.
Yeah, that's for my
Which is
indomitable.
Because you're about to come blast this motherfucker.
No, fireball spell resistance still applies. It's on a per spell basis.
Okay.
Okay.
12.
No one has
That's pretty
explained to me
good.
what spell resistance
Spell
means.
resistance is AC for spells. If a creature has spell resistance, you have to make a caster level check to beat the spell resistance.
And you're like, how many levels of sorcerer do you have?
6.
So you would roll a d20, add 6 to try and beat 24.
Shit.
Yeah, this guy is beefy. Okay, so I'm going to make a standard action to try and break out this guy. 14. What was the check type to get out of grapples?
You have to beat his CMD
CMD.
with either escape artist or a reflex save.
Reflex save was probably it's 20.
20 total.
20 total.
Let me see something here. No.
Dear.
Sounds like it's pretty high.
Dear.
Not even close. And that's your turn. So it's caster's turn.
No, it's not.
You made a move action and then tried to break the grapple, which is a standard action.
Yeah, I still have the sand shifter. So give me a second.
What? Can you?
Swift action?
Okay.
Let me. I'm just looking over my spells.
Feel like you had a while to do this.
Okay. I'm going to attempt to cast. Let me make sure. Let me see. Haste Pathfinder. I'm just checking the range. Haste Pathfinder is close range. Cool. I need to make a DC 10 plus Grappler's CMB plus spell level concentration check to cast the spell. What's his CMB? Do I know that from the check?
It's high, but you can try.
9.
That's actually a 13.
Total?
13.
13 plus my caster level, which is 20.
20
so-
total.
Oh,
plus
I was
7.
like, you are not a 20th level caster.
So DC for this check is DC 10 plus Grappler's CMB plus spell level. Does it still go off?
how bad do you want it to go off? I will let you cast this spell.
Is the price an attack, like an additional attack of opportunity?
No. I'll just flat out tell you that's not what the price is.
I kind of want it to go off real bad.
Okay.
Caster, you are hasted.
Okay. So, to perform the somatic components, does haste have a verbal component as well?
Haste, yes.
So here's how this happens. The hand that is covering your face has to perform the somatic components, and your other hand has to give you enough air to perform the verbal components. And then something slides up your nose.
Uh-oh.
Caster, you have haste. I don't know how that helps him, because Vital Strike he can only make one attack.
Oh.
It's rough, bud.
Oh.
You do get a bonus to AC and hitting, though.
That's good. I'll take that.
What's your bonus to AC and hitting?
+1/+1.
I'll take that. I'll take every little scrap I can get. Shit.
I thought that I could let you do 2 Vital Strikes, because it...
I will tell you what. You are under that assumption. I will let you make 2.
I mean,
Deal.
I'd rather
I
not
can do
cast the
2.
spell, but alright.
You don't get to back out on this.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait, when making a full attack action, a hasted creature may make one
He does
extra...
not make a full attack action. Vital Strike is a standard action.
Wait.
What?
I don't even think I have 2 attacks.
You don't. But you would get an extra one if you took a full attack action. That's the way haste works.
Right.
So if Drolish were to take it, that would mean Drolish would get 3 attacks.
Right, because she already. Okay, gotcha.
And then if I were to do
My
that,
attack
I'd
range
have
of
4.
this thing.
No, you've got to move 5 foot closer.
That's fine. It's a 5-foot step. Now, would a 5-foot step do anything with a full round attack action?
No.
Nope. 5-foot step, you get 1 for free. As long as you don't do any other moves.
Right.
5-foot step towards them.
I'm not gonna do that first. I'm debating on what fucking spell I should quick cast on myself, because that's a thing I can do.
And that's 1 usage on the
How much damage is this thing taking?
97.
Jesus.
Worst outcomes.
It wasn't gonna be rocket tag, but then you gunned this fucker.
Sorry.
You wanna try me?
Droll is just gonna arrive at the function, prepared.
Drolish is going to.
What does Caster do?
Caster is going to slam the handle of the Sunblade against his chest and sling it back as he ignites it, casting Sun Metal on it as he does, using a fervor. It is now on fire and deals an extra 1d4 of fire. Oh wait, that's not gonna fucking do anything. It's got fire resistant. Never mind. Hold on. I just did a stupid. Hold on.
You did a silly.
Hold on.
Do you want to swap that for something else, maybe, friend?
Yeah.
Your lightning gauntlet?
Hold on.
The lightning gauntlet already adds this.
Oh,
this
yeah.
D6. And it's not immune to shock damage, is it?
Nope.
Oh.
That's really good.
Yeah,
The
that's
other,
fortunate.
because I have 2 aggressive thunderclouds and a lightning bolt prepared. And call lightning.
Oh my god, my nose got long enough where I can actually just.
The fuck?
I can do that now.
To use the Boots of Lightning Leaping, that's a standard action? To use the command word, or is command word, would that be a free action? Because speaking is free.
What are the boots of lightning leaping? What do they do? Oh, the ones that like you like shock around?
Yeah, like
some
you
of
turn
that.
into the lightning bolt. Okay. Okay, just want to make sure.
I will instead cast Bless.
Okay. For the extra +1?
Yep.
Okay.
Does it bless
Can you
anyone
not?
else?
Yeah, Bless affects everyone near me in a 50-foot radius.
Nice.
That is my ally.
That is a pretty large radius, actually.
And you get what, +1?
Plus
Mhm.
1.
On
Plus-
one roll.
I should have
+1
barrier
in
protection
general
from
on
evil.
attack rolls and versus saves against on saves against sphere.
Cool. No, I haven't.
It's my guidance that is only the +1
That's right.
per thing.
Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Okay, so it's going to be 2d6. I'm sorry, 2d20 because I've got that thing. I take the better result.
Have a fun there, Matt?
Yeah. I like strength. 16 and a 3.
I'm going with the 16. So it'll be 16.
Also, don't forget you have that other vital strike that you can do.
Yeah. And it'll be.
Is Pearl like
Yeah, I'll do the 5-foot step full round attack action because casting that on myself using the fervor is a free action. First attack, 16, 26, it's 30, 31, 32, 33.
What was your roll to hit?
16 on die.
Total.
I'm calculating that.
You have a 30?
Well, I've got 16, and then 10.
You hit him.
You hit him.
You don't need. I don't need the whole number. I just if it.
If it's higher than 25, you
It's
did it.
over 30.
Okay,
So,
roll your damage.
Okay. That's gonna be.
you swing
2d8.
once?
That's a decent bit of damage there, Bucko.
There's an 8, there's a 7, there's a 3, so 16, 17, 18 damage.
18 on that one vital strike.
It doesn't have any electricity resist, so that's
Wait,
good.
18 before your strength. Are you two-handing this or one-handing it?
Oh yeah, those are options. I'm just gonna
Also,
two-hand power attack this motherfucker
Okay.
instead.
Also,
So
don't,
that's
don't forget, your the Sunblade's inherent bonus goes up to +4 versus evil.
I know.
so 4 more damage plus strength. You have what? 22 strength.
21.
Okay, so 7 more damage. So on all of your attacks, you're doing 7 plus 4 plus. If you're power attacking, you're doing an extra.
2.
No, because two-handing power attacking would be 4.
Right.
So
So how much was that?
So that's 7, 4, and 4.
it'd be plus 15 before you roll.
Okay,
That's
plus 15
33.
before.
18 plus 15 is 33.
So that's 33
Minus 10.
minus 10. So 23.
Roll again. Roll to hit again.
11
11 and a
There's
5.
an 11,
Does it mean 25?
10, 11, 12, and then 4 because it's plus versus evil. So yeah, it's 25 minimum.
Okay, cool. Roll your damage again.
23.
And it's going to be 15 plus another 8, 9, 10, 14. That's 15 plus 14 is
29.
29.
Minus 10, 19.
19. Not terrible.
What's 97 plus 32?
Hmm?
What's 97 plus 32?
99.
129.
Yeah.
129.
This thing's looking brutal. After Caster's turn, it is Galahad's turn again. And Galahad wants to come to your aid.
Yeah, Galahad is very free and fly over there, and I guess it would probably help me out the most is taking the aid another action.
To help you break the grapple?
Yeah,
Okay.
which I think gives me a bonus on my next one.
Yep. I'll let you take another, like, plus 10 on it. If he can roll at least a 10 on fucking escape artist.
That's a 1.
Make a decision quick.
Yeah, alright. I'll hold that.
Okay.
Hold down.
So after Galahad's turn, it's Drolish's turn. Drolish, you will arrive next round.
Yep.
After Drolish's turn, it is this thing's turn. It is now going to make some attacks. So, first, it is going to maintain its grapple on Cora and succeed by far. You're going to make a DC 25 reflex save to prevent this thing from continuing to go into your face. And you're going to take an extra D6 on your being suffocated.
What was that DC on that reflex save?
25.
God damn, I would have to roll a 19 to make that. Because even with my Persean style,
Actually, go.
that won't cut it there, bud.
Alright. Well, you take an extra
That's your
D6
personal
damage.
Yeah.
And something else will happen
No,
to you
but it's
also,
not theirs.
but that's not what's important right now.
2.
And Galahad's about to take a hit. So what's Galahad's AC?
Oh no, 18.
Insufficient.
Ouch. You alright?
I'm saying Galahad's taking a nice ouchies.
Oh,
Galahad takes 13 damage
That's a boomer.
and is grappled.
This fucking beast is giving Galahad hands.
Okay.
13 damage and grappled.
13 damage and grapple, alright.
I'm surprised it's not more pissed at Cass.
He's working on it.
Yeah.
He's slowly strangling his way down.
Yeah, just Galahad just kind of like tries to
This
like
gun is
help
going
get these things
totally
off
this
of my
way.
throat, and then also gets grabbed.
Very good.
After that, it is Cassandra's turn again.
Shoot bang!
Well, after that, it
Oh,
would be
also-
my turn, but I got here now.
Oh wait, that's
I had one more round to get here. I had made one full round action.
Cass rolled higher than you.
Oh, yeah, 19. Sorry, I was thinking of Erna. Erna didn't make an action.
Erno
Erna
rolled
would've
lower
rolled-
than you.
Rolled lower than you.
No, but like last turn, did Erna make the move action to go up?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Erno,
just
you and Erno will arrive this turn.
Okay, I didn't know if Erna had made the move action to go.
gonna shoot again.
Shooty bang.
Also 3 more shots. 17 on die. I'm gonna confirm that crit.
Shoots.
Yay.
Yeah, that's confirmed.
Yeah.
That was a 19 on die.
Powerful.
Yeah.
Anger is power.
Okay.
Her,
So
her shoots.
let me roll the first crit. Well, not the first crit, the only crit this time.
I'll keep that to myself.
Cass is fucking shining.
I'm actually going to roll that crit last.
Cass is doing work.
First shot.
So if you can take care of this before I get here, that'd be awesome.
6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9.
It's just I want to deal with this weird
Plus
flesh
9.
lump.
What the fuck am I gonna do?
So your will save is so high, Cass. I'm gonna. There's a lot of special stuff that's gonna happen at the end of this session.
It's the second shot, so 3 plus 9, 12, 18, 12.
The Slinger's trance.
I thought you said they didn't stack
What do you mean?
the multiple different will saves from landing crits with the Wayfinder.
Right, they don't, but they already have an improved will save from the action that they did earlier with Drolish, on top of their existing bonus to will saves just from like being a level 7 character, and the bonus from Indomitable because of the amount of damage that was done, because the bonus to the will save is proportional to damage done.
But it's on one
and
crit,
the amount.
isn't it?
Right, but the first crit did like almost 40 damage.
Oh.
And I have 12 rounds of Indomitable with the high.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's 30 right there. Plus.
Alright, I'll go ahead and check this.
5, 9, 11, plus 18. That's gonna be
18 plus 18 what?
the.
Oh, that's
Dead-
right. You're deadly aim. Yeah.
So 18, 11,
29.
29. 29 plus 30 clustered shot, so that's only minus 10.
So 59 more damage.
59 more damage.
How much
49.
damage is this thing taking?
What's 129?
129.
Plus 129 plus 59.
Let's see, 138 plus 50, 188.
188.
Is it dead? You said 186, right? You basically one-manned this.
187 is its health.
How much damage did it just take?
188 in total.
Not total, or
That's-
like
that's
that,
how much
not
damage-
that. 188 was the damage that had been done to it, mostly by this mess.
You just fucking finishing touched this guy.
Who else damaged? So lightning breath was landed on him.
Lightning breath,
Cleaves, and bullets, and lasers. But the bullets and the lasers came from the same thing.
Yeah.
Breath, axe, and gun. Primarily gun.
Gun,
In
gun,
his face right
breath,
now.
gun, axe, gun,
You expected
gun.
this to take longer, huh?
Man.
Yeah, 3 crits is nothing. Zap.
So, how does Cass slay this?
Okay.
Holy
It's been a while
shit.
since she's actually heard those words.
It has been.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, Cass, once again, she just kind of lines it up perfectly. The first shot hits the arm that's grappled Korra. Just
Okay.
kind of blasts it off. And then as soon
Break
as,
the staff.
yeah, as soon as that that shot goes off, it immediately goes back up to where the head would be. Like
A rough
the equivalent-
approximation of where a head is.
And
A
just
canyon
smack.
forms.
right in the nose.
Yeah.
Right where the nose would be. Just blows its head open like a pumpkin. And just shower of blood everywhere. And I'd like to think that this is like a little a neon blue electricity sparking in between all the flesh because of all the
Yes.
stuff, and it's just
Gimme.
showering down upon everyone in bloody glory. And it just kind of falls apart because
So-
after that.
The spectacular display of heroism and murderous prowess by your companion. I'm gonna need you to roll 2d10 for me.
Okay.
That was a 1, by the way.
Yeah. 2d10 or do you
Yes, it's 2d10.
Uh, 14.
Okay, so you take that much electric or fire damage, dealer's choice. But what happens is the portion of this thing that has gone up her nose, the crit that you hit that kills this thing, like shocks through the entire thing and kills the portion of it inside of you, and you vomit, sneeze it out.
Ew.
Okay, 14 damage you said?
Yes.
Okay, so that's 46. Alright. 46 wounds for you, girl.
Just look over at Cass and she's doing that.
Jesus.
Just
Well, that's like
dancing.
her playing a bass, just
Yeah.
like.
So, yeah, it dies. Pyra, Erna, and Drolish arrive, Galahad is kind of panting from the being hit and then the being constricted. You are vomiting up blood that you can't tell whether or not it's your own. You have that now. You, Drolish, have what I gave you at the start of the session. So, Cass, you are going to take a condition that is going to stay with you, I think, maybe for a large portion of the rest of the campaign.
Okay.
You take, to aberrations specifically,
Okay.
a +10 on all will saves against fear.
Okay, I'm going to write that down.
That's like it. Oh my god! You gave him the Grendel feat.
Do you mean Grendel as in the guy who slew the
Yes.
icon of Nurgle with one knife?
like contempt aberrations.
So, just a brief story before I finish this game out, because we've got like 10
There
more
was
minutes.
one thing I wanted to do at the end of this.
Yeah,
But it depends entirely on whether we set up camp in this session or in the next one.
Right. So in the Warhammer 40k tabletop RPGs, like Dungeons and Dragons, but in that universe, it's based on a D100 system, and whenever you get a number of degrees of success, because any 10 higher you roll than the target number, you gain a degree of success. You roll more dice basically to do damage.
That's not what happened.
No, but I'm getting to
Okay.
it. So not only do you roll more dice to deal damage, but any die that rolls maximum, you roll again.
It's called exploding dice.
So if you roll several degrees of success, you get more dice. And the more dice you roll, the higher chance you have of having exploding dice. This guy killed an icon of the chaos god Nurgle, god of death and disease and decay, with a knife because his D6 kept rolling sixes. It rolled 30 consecutive sixes.
What are the odds?
Basically zero. It was such a legendary story that the second edition of the game has an entry mentioning an acolyte who slew this beast by the name of Grendel, the name of the character who did it.
That's fucking awesome.
Anyways, that aside, so the beast hits the ground, you guys arrive. You see all of your companions, Drolish, have been congealed into this monstrous, vague thing. Your party members are all standing around. Cora is vomiting blood. Galahad is somewhat less chipper. And Castor is sitting there, like, all decked out, ready for combat. Got the fucking sunblade, like, lit up, you know.
He's just like, what happened?
I'm squared up. Like,
And
let's
just
go.
like, and there's like wind rushing around
Just
him
kind of-
because of the haste.
And Cass is sitting there in the, like, shooting pose, like...
Oh, nice of you to show up, guys.
Smug.
Where you been?
Jeez, come on, guys. It's about time you got here. Come on. It's already over.
She threw me.
Wouldn't that have gotten you here faster?
She failed to throw me.
When
You
I
failed to land.
That means you should have thrown me better.
That we should have.
Maybe you should have warned me you were throwing me.
Either way, it's dead again.
Well,
Hey,
good
Corey,
job on
you
that.
okay? Do you need any heals?
I need you to calm down.
Can't. Hey.
You're right there.
Fine.
You like a good like.
Few assist.
What's that
Fine.
kind of coming out of you?
It looks like it might be blood.
Looks like mixture of black and mucus.
I don't know.
Cora sounds much more nasally.
It's just a nose pincher.
It just pinches your nose.
She kind of and Cora kind of like weirdly slowly runs her hands through the blood, and just like then just shakes her head and
Make a little save.
Oh, I know. I already did. I rolled a 1. That's why. Yeah. But and then I just kind of stand up. Fine. Fine. Fine.
After all, the bodies are so
Fine.
Lieutenant.
Maybe he's still kicking.
If he is.
If he's anything like you, I'd give him good odds.
Actually, he's exactly like me, but less smart.
But less smart.
For the most part.
Oh, okay, my bad.
I mean, 50-50 odds, right?
Yeah.
She's still got gunfire ringing in her ears.
No. Unfortunately, we can't give these men and women a proper burial.
Torture.
You're right there, you're bouncing rather a lot.
I
Hold on,
think
wait,
it's
no.
the haste.
Can you dispel that?
No.
No.
He's shaking.
I
Let
mean,
him
I
go.
could, but I don't wanna. To be honest, this is the funniest thing I've seen in a while.
Sorry.
Oh, gee,
Dad.
thanks. Glad you're taking.
He's literally thinking faster than his lips will let him talk. That's actually kind of impressive.
Droller just kind of rolls her eyes.
If the body's
Do
here,
you want me to torture?
reanimate, I don't know that resting again is a smart idea.
Maybe we should go back to the campground.
You want to say anything before I do?
And
I
Otherwise,
meant
peace.
resting in general. I think our
Jesus.
best bet is to take what we've got and marathon it through to the end.
Okay.
I am proud of my men.
all right. Well,
From the
Clear the
evidence
area.
seen here, they fought as hard as they could.
valiant warriors, eh? And Cass like gets up because she's slumped against the wall after all that shit.
Yeah.
Goes and walks towards the body.
I trained them myself.
Zuh. And like sticks her hand in the blood. And she has like a little pauldron kind of thing that, or like a little breastplate that she has right here.
I don't know. I'd
that
be
has,
careful
like,
with that.
That has like a metal part exposed with a bunch of like fur lining, and she just kind of, let's go kill us a demon.
Well,
She walks
hold
forward.
on. She goes ahead and like torches it, and there's like a continuous stream of rushing fire because I'm assuming if this thing had fire resistance, it probably takes a little bit for me to get it to light up and torch it.
it's like
So I can burn
burning
these
wet
remains.
wood, but you do get there.
But like just the continuous stream of fire eventually like lights it up, and it starts catching slowly. And over the rush of the flames, you can just hear Pyra humming.
For anyone paying any attention, you notice that Caster audibly starts bouncing faster as the thing begins to burn, and also he hasn't blinked the entire time.
So. Before we go, Cass.
Hey.
I say we set camp.
I don't know that that's a smart idea. That's just me, though. I'm the little dragon that could.
If I'm going to be honest, I agree with the dragon.
Oh, well, that's the first time so far, right?
I mean, audibly, yes. But
Please dispel the haste on him. He looks drugged.
We need.
Caster, blink.
I'm not.
Blink.
I don't think it's. I don't think it'd be wise to stick around in one position in a eldritch abomination.
Caster, if you don't stop bouncing, I'll make you stop bouncing myself.
And
Whack
starts
a
running.
mold into the ground with the flat of the blade.
it
He
only
starts running
lasts.
in circles.
It only lasts 49 seconds.
You're good.
He runs in circles until it runs out, and then he's kind of.
Easy, bud.
I rolled a 14.
Go
by the way.
sit down for a second.
Alright.
I assumed it would have taken like 30 seconds just for that fucking egregious thing to catch.
Because I don't really get an option.
Can we not do that again?
Oh no, it'll happen again.
So,
That's
I mean, it's your own choice how you interact with it, but I'll take what you give me. So,
I mean, that's what I say.
does it? Can I see that?
Such are the ways of mania.
If it's okay with you guys, I'm gonna at least sit down.
I mean, indulge does not necessarily mean consume.
Oh.
Either way. So the combat ends, and Cassandra, you notice Cora puts her hand in like a pool of the blood from this thing, and like with her hand covered in blood, like not only wipes a bit of it on herself, but like tastes a portion of it.
Detroit become human. Aeva. Aeva become Korra.
I thought that it fit. Yeah. And
Cass walks up to Korra and says, "Hey, yeah, I don't think it'd be wise to ingest.
What are you talking about?
You kind of just licked the blood.
No, I didn't. And she, like...
You have the blood on your lip and your shirt to prove it."
And she just kind of makes a couple noises and walks away.
Keep your head straight, Korra. We need it.
And yeah. Unless anyone else has any closing remarks, that's this week.
Drolish does.
Okay. So
You did something, didn't you, Ty?
No, we're not setting up camp.
Yeah. So she looks towards the party for a moment and just, I know right now is not the time, but I need to sit down and think. Then she slumps her back against the wall. Myself and my army have sacrificed not only ourselves, but others and slaves in the name of our gods. Thousands. To this thing. We worship this thing.
I mean, strictly speaking, you don't really know whether or not you worship this thing.
From what I can tell, this is the one place we found our worship. The further down we went, this is probably what it is. All it's ever been. Maybe we have no gods.
I think there have been verifiable instances of gods existing, but yours probably didn't.
That's what I'm referring to. I need to contemplate this. You guys can go on ahead.
We're not separating
Yeah,
ourselves.
we are not leaving you alone, friend.
I'm not leaving you alone.
Not happening.
Thank you.
All right.
Let us go then. And then she pushes herself back up by her sword and proceeds forward.
Alright, boys.
The fucking gun cocks.
Mhm. And then just boot steps on the flagstones, quote unquote flagstones, down into the darkness.
Meat tubes!
All right. And we'll reconvene next week for horrible adventures in meat space. Thank you, Ty, for permitting us an extra 30 minutes. You did not have to do that.
You going to
Yeah.
bed?
He's going straight to fucking bed.
Alright, good night, bro.
brother.
Night, David.
Well,
Kill the light. Kill that lantern.
Is there any name for the specific ability she got for the +10 to aberrations? Or
I'd call it contempt.
contempt?
I don't know.
If you
Hard mind?
hard, she does have tough-minded as a trait.
I mean, you just like at every instance that you have interacted with otherworldly beings, it has been a loud and clear, emphatic fuck off.
Yeah.
At no point in this campaign has there been an iota of temptation or anything. Like, you just...
Cass knows what she's about. She don't need no help from no otherworldly black-headed fucking congealed tentacled bitches. Fuck them. Why? 'Cause fuck them, that's why.
Like, this was you this session. I had to find this picture earlier. Come on. There we go. That was you.
Powerful. That's fucking, I like the hat.
Yeah, you would actually really like how the musketeer looks in Darkest Dungeon.
I think I'm gonna pick up Dark Destruction on my next paycheck.
That's not at all. It's really not.
You going to bed, Ty?
Yeah, but I don't want to leave this out.
Oh, the other thing, 3,400 experience for that session.
3,400 experience.
If someone wants to put that in chat, just in case anyone forgets.
Wait, 3,400.
3,400.
How much experience do you have, Cass?
Without the other experience that we just gained?
With the 3,400.
I'll tell you in a second.
Okay.
I'm at 3710.
Come on.
Not too much longer now.
That was
How much experience did you just gain, sorry?
3,400.
I'm
3,400. 42,710. The next level is 51,000.
Okay. So I was at,
Man, it really does slow down.
36,110 with 3,400. That's. I'm just gonna put the calculator up and get it wrong.
Guess I'm just gonna write down that 42,710.
I'm just over half of what I need. God damn it. I'll get there in the next 2 sessions possibly.
512.
Okay.
510. Alright, I am.
Yeah, put that in chat for Todd.
I am,
3,400.
Precisely, 11,000. Hang on, actually.